Welcome everybody to a fantastic Sunday. I'm your host, Doctor, and today I'm going to be your solo caster as well. And so right off the bat, guys, we have eGirl Fanboys on the blue side facing off against Aurora on the red side. And I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for some fan-freaking-tastic League of Legends gameplay. And right off the bat, we do have a Soraka ban. I do believe that Aurora is missing all of their bans. Could be 100% wrong on that one. But I remember in chat before game, they were talking about not having any bans. But you know what? They're going to have to make do with what they can because we're currently on patch 7.13, which has a smorgasbord of champions that need to be banned away. And that's not even counting pocket picks. We have Caitlyn, Tom Kenshin, Braum suddenly seeing lots and lots of play. The fabled Blitzcrank hook coming out of nowhere. That's all in the bottom lane too, actually. We have Corki's in the mid lane. That's kind of bannable. I could see Corki bans happening. Top lane, we got Kled, we got Gnar, we have Fiora, obviously, who was banned away. And so there's just so many power picks that are currently live in League of Legends that I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of them. Although I would also not be surprised if we kind of fall back into some defaults, and so we get like an Ashe 80 carry with Rakan support, or maybe even a Xayah Rakan combo. We'll have to see what eGirl Fanboys decide to pick up on their first rotation. They do have first pick. If they do go for like the Rakan, then it does leave the Xayah open for Aurora to pick it up, but you don't exactly need one to make the other work. And if you're gonna pick one, you really should pick the Rakan. Rakan's just so crazy right now. So they actually go for the Shen. Fantastic first pick. We've seen it do fairly well, EULCS. It did get banned away and kind of bopped when it was picked, but there's still plenty of counter picks available. They banned the Fiora though, so that they could guarantee a semi-decent lane for the Shen. But knowing the top lane, now Aurora doesn't have to pick up their top laner. They do have a bit of freedom to take the picks they want. So they go for the Tristana. I would like to see a Gnar here. Gnar does fairly well into Shen. Yes, he has the Spirit's Refuge to kind of block up some of the auto attacks that Gnar brings out and stuff like that. But Gnar has a fantastic team fight, can answer pretty much any just straight up teleport play. Not exactly, you know, the Stand United and stuff like that, but it's not really necessary because when you TP mid lane, you get a 5-man Gnar, boom, you just won your team fight. But by going Tristana Gragas, you leave open Caitlyn. Caitlyn should be 100% ban rate right now. This champion is ridiculous. But they do get it on the side of eGirl Fanboys, partnering it with a Thresh. That is going to be a very scary lane for the Tristana, and we don't even know who the support is yet. But right now, Aurora's kind of setting up a crazy dive comp. If Galio doesn't get banned away, I would be pretty surprised. Galio does fantastic in this comp. You have the Jarvan Flag and Drag to then Hero's Entrance on into the Cataclysm. You have the Gragas Body Bomb into the Hero's Entrance. All fantastic, fantastic entrances. But I don't quite think... I don't know if that's going to get picked because it could be banned away. If it gets banned away, there's still plenty of options. They go for the Ziggs. Ziggs is interesting because Ziggs doesn't exactly fit the comp that they have going already outside of like a Yordle thing. Because you have the Jarvan Gragas that want to just dive. Tristana can follow that with her rocket jump and also kind of dive in. And Ziggs would just want to sit there and kind of lob bombs, poke some towers down. Yes, the tower taking, once you got to that tower, would be pretty nice. But it's not really necessary when you already have a Tristana. So, final ban for eGirl Fanboy is going to be coming in soon. What is it going to be? I want it to be a Galio. Galio, it fits the Aurora comp so perfectly. Taric. Taric kind of fits the comp pretty nicely too, getting a nice widespread ultimate there. But it's something that it's not exactly like crazy popular. It's not constantly picked banned. It's not seen a lot in solo queue, so it must be a Thin Mint special. But for this game, gonna be getting that Zyra, very poke heavy, however very squishy though. So if a Death Sentence does land onto Zyra, that's trouble, because then you can combo that into a Yordle Snap Trap or a Flay into a Yordle Snap Trap or Snap Trap, Flay, Snap Trap, and then all of a sudden you simply can't survive that realistically. And the Nunu, oh god, why do I have to solo cast a Nunu game? This is gonna be ridiculous. eGirl Fanboys though, even with that Nunu pick, is looking pretty strong. They have a very strong Protect the Caitlyn comp. You can pretty much stick any mid laner you want in here. Now, mid lane is the only role left available for Aurora, unless they do some shenanigans with like a Jarvan mid or like a Gragas mid. But time and time again, I'm still saying Galio. Galio. Malzahar. So looking at the draft, I do think Aurora right now has a split draft. You have Gragas and Jarvan. They just want to dive Caitlyn and kill her as quick as possible. But then you have Zyra Malzahar, who's not going to be able to get in as fast. They're going to be closer to the back line and in almost peeling for the Tristana kind of way. So that it's very split draft. And if you get too separated in that, like, if that plan, like if for whatever reason you have Nunu that just runs into the middle of the team, starts channeling absolute zero, Jarvan and Gragas are on one side, the rest of your team's on the other. Caitlyn has so much damage that she should pretty much be able to shred through them unless they get crazy fed. On top of that, you have the Shen shield, you have the Thresh, everything, you know, Box, Flay, Death Sentence, Dark Passage, all of that's there to keep the Caitlyn alive. And the Ahri is going to be doing whatever she wants in these team fights, because it's like even the hard CC of Jarvan just spare rushes out of it. Yes, Malzahar can, you know, Nether Grasp on the Ahri and just keep her locked down. But if he has a Shen, a Nunu, and a Thresh in his way, that's going to be very hard to, you know, prioritize that target. That's not even trying to get the Caitlyn, who's going to be so far away from everything that Aurora wants to do, just laying out auto attacks, headshots, Piltover Peacemakers, all of it just raining in. It's going to be very hard for Aurora to do anything late game outside of the Tristana. And they have a much less effective Protect the AD Carry comp compared to eGirl Fanboys. That being said, you do have Jarvan and Gragas, who are fantastic early game carriers of the early game, I guess is the phrase. But Gragas is going to be able to gank level 3. Because this is Phoenix League, all of these players are Diamond, so I actually wouldn't be too surprised if sneakily they have like one of the quick level 3 routes, which actually really work best on blue side. But you can still do it if you have a helpful top lane and mid laner. Then you can do the like half Raptor start into red into Krugs. And Gragas does pretty good with that, because then he hits level 3, he can gank immediately, and if you can get the Jarvan like very ahead of the Shen with getting a like 3-minute first blood, then that lane suddenly becomes a lot harder for the Shen to be leaving. So it'll be interesting to see if they do that. Gragas will probably start on the bottom side of the map, just because that's pretty standard. You don't want to mess with non-standard too much, but we'll just have to see. And I really am curious to see how this game goes out, because like I said, I do think that eGirl Fanboys have a much better scaling comp, but Aurora has so many openings in the very early to early mid game that they could pull something out. They could, you know, have Gragas just be a monster on the map, while hopefully not losing too much farm to the Nunu, who is going to power farm, is going to be running between the lanes, is probably going to be down in the bot lane a lot. Trying to get that Caitlyn going, trying to keep that Caitlyn alive, fed, and just raring to go. So, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. We are just gonna have to wait and see as we wind down these last 20 seconds into the game timer. And I know you guys can't see half of the summoner spells, but don't worry, with our new brand new this week overlay, you'll be able to see everything in the loading screen. So don't you worry about wanting to know which summoner abilities Gragas has. You'll be able to find out in like 30 seconds. But alright, so level 1, what I want to see is I want to see both teams invade for different reasons. The Thresh Hook has that death sentence. Yes, you don't want to start death sentence, but being able to combo that with the rest of your team into first blood can be so crazy impactful that you'll hopefully be able to just do something with it realistically. There we go. I figured it out. All this overlay business, it's a bit much for me. I'm just a lowly caster. Production kind of comes second, but I figured it out. I got you guys that loading screen. You can see all the wonderful skins we got loading up, plus the summoner spells and the Keystone Masteries, which we do have for now, although Riot will be changing things up probably. But across the board, these are fairly standard. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. We have Warlords for both 80 carries, definitely standard. Thunderlords on the Zyra, definitely standard. And so, not too crazy. One second, guys. Trying to catch it again, guys. There we go. So we did see an invade for Vision coming out of the Aurora gang. Now they're trying to make their way out. I don't have so many names on, so we are going to have to wait just a second.
Minions have spawned.
Holy moly. There we go. Finally, I figured it out. I got everything going for you guys. So they got the deep vision in. They warded the Raptor camp of Nunu. He is starting topside, however, so you're not going to get full effectiveness out of this ward depending on when it was placed, and due to it timing out basically now, they do get the notification that he's not starting Raptors, but they don't know if he's on red buff or topside just yet, and they won't know. It should be being called now by Pacey, however. Catarakan not being in the top lane right away kind of signals that, you know, he helped out with that leash. Not 2-1, as the overlay would have you believe. Alright. Got a good flay hook onto the Zyra. The Ignite comes out, forces the flash away out of both bottom laners there. Aurora kind of off to a rocky start in that bottom lane, but it's gonna be so tight. Caitlyn can do so much, but right now it's so close, guys. Alright. Just kind of a wet noodle fight in that top lane. Actually, very low. Katarakan, oh, fantastic hook onto At Least You Tried. Doesn't get the trap out afterwards, but still, so much damage traded on both sides. Elise caught out of the air even. That's pretty crazy. That's a good thresh hook right there, guys. Should clip that. Alright, now back to farming. Everybody's trying to stay safe. Early back coming out of Katarakan. Crazy early dragon coming out. Holy moly. That was a 3-minute 20 dragon. And it's an infernal. Oh, that is not what you wanted to see if you're Aurora right now. Taunting under tower. Katarakan is tanking damage. Loms, though, forced to body slam away. Doesn't have flash. First blood going over to Wonder Ginger. And double buff. This now gets very dicey for Salt. But Pacey's dead. Pacey dies. Flashes anyway. Should have accepted your death. So that's another kill going over to eGirl Fanboys. And everything already is still stacking up. It says EGF versus AU because the teams are eGirl Fanboys versus Aurora. So that is what their abbreviations are. Salt now in a lot of trouble. Forced to flash the charm. No Ignite available this time. But that's now a very dangerous lane with those double buffs. So now Yahoo looking to land another hook. Doesn't get that one. Does get Grasping Roots up. Taking tons of damage. The rocket jump in. Forces the flash out. At least you tried doing what she can. Doesn't get the kill just yet, but keeping the Thresh honest is something you definitely have to do. If he's able to just constantly walk up and throw hooks, it makes your laning life so hard to deal with. And it's one of the main reasons why these hooker champs are being picked up once again. That, and you know, being able to end the game off one hook is pretty nice. So many plants coming out of the Zyra right now. Looking at the board, we already are seeing some CS advantages coming out for the carries of eGirl Fanboys. We have a 13 CS lead and a 10 CS lead from mid and 80 carry. And surprisingly, Shen's actually down in farm, even though he gave up that, or he gained that kill actually, didn't give up the kill. He does have a pretty large wave pushing into him though, so he should be able to equalize that out. Gragas now on the top bottom side. Nunu's on the top side. Nunu's looking to steal away as many camps as possible and hopefully get some deep vision there to try and keep his team aware of where the Gragas is. That way he can't just, you know, body slam over a wall, get a cheeky gank in and try and equalize some of this. This is another kind of a large issue with this bottom lane matchup is Tristana auto pushes so hard. Caitlyn, however, doesn't do that nearly as hard, so it's so much easier for her to set up the wave that you can see here. Well, not here now. It had been pushing against 5 Gildarts, but being able to build it up and force it back the other way, they're able to base, they're able to get the first back, which means they're going to be coming back that much stronger, that much quicker. And having a 7 CS lead should be getting equalized right here, and hopefully Tristana can come back also with the BF sword, or else they're going to start feeling really behind in these trades. Pings going out onto the Ahri, who is making her way topside. Plenty of vision available for Pacey though. Has that control ward in the tri-bush. Gonna be good. There's that crazy deep control ward though. Under tower, trying to get the charm off. Does charm up the tank minion though. Nice to see that. Love all around. Now both junglers showing up topside as well. Tapmaster definitely wanted that control ward, but didn't feel safe enough to take that fight with Ari's ultimate being down, even though Stand United is available. But Katarakan able to just walk in, take it for himself. Ping's going down on the red buff of Loms now. Not exactly where you want to be. Taunt comes in, smite goes out. There's the snowball. Loam has flash. Flashes now. Good silence on the two members. The flash in though gives Katarakan the kill. Absolute Zero's being channeled. The snowball comes in. The auto attack ends it all. And now Wonder Ginger is up 2-0. Fantastic engagement there. They had the vision on the red buff. They knew Loms was there. They knew he had flash. But they were able to get in, land the taunt, get the consume smite on the red buff, giving it over to Tapmaster, and from then on, they just able to chase it down, using this flash from Katarakan, getting that final auto attack in, and then Salt trying to save his jungler. Kind of just wrong place, wrong time. And now Tapmaster is feeling bold. He's in that top side, or bottom side jungle. I don't know why I keep saying top side. He's in that bottom side of the jungle. He has eyes on that blue buff. He's going to know exactly when Gragas goes to start it up. And now it's on the bot side, who's already losing in farm, to try and save this buff from his jungler. He doesn't have vision on Wonder Ginger. Wonder Ginger's going to be able to get in. Body slam away. There's the Spirit Rush. There's the Ignite. There's the Stand United. They didn't finish the kill, though. There's the taunt. Lands on the 2. Gets the final kill on 2 Thin Mints as well. And that's Katarakan on a killing spree on this Shen. So earlier, I said that Gragas had to go topside and get Katarakan down. The exact opposite of happening, and Katarakan is going off. He's 3-0-2. He's already working his way towards that Randuin's Omen. He's going to be able to deal with this Jarvan easier and easier, because Jarvan's going to have to start building tank eventually, and he usually only gets that Hydra, the Titanic Hydra, and that's like that and the Black Cleaver, like his 2 main damage sources, and then it's like full tank after that, unless you have a cheese 80 Jarvan. But now, having that first item Randuin's, you don't really have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the Tristana, who's not exactly going to be a threat until later anyway, but you can get started, you can deal with all the damage, you can deal with the Dragonlance, TP coming down, Pacey gets the Cataclysm on to the 80 carry of Clive, but it isn't enough, even though they cancel the Absolute Zero. Here comes the TP from Katarakan. They take a flash, no, they took a heal actually, they didn't even get a flash. They took a heal and a TP from topside and 2 control wards. What else can they get from this? There's no dragon. There's still gank opportunity, but both solo lanes are pushing against them now. They are finding control wards basically everywhere, which is a fantastic thing out of eGirl fanboys. Lots of times teams don't exactly have the best vision to see them come out and immediately have basically 3 to 4 control wards out on the map at any given time. That's pretty huge. First tower of the game having already gone down in the mid. Wonder Ginger's in the top side looking to claim a second for his team. They do have vision on Malzahar and Jarvan coming up. But in all honesty, I do think they win that 2v2. Pacey doesn't have his ultimate. He's going to get charmed up here. Orbit Deception goes out. 2 Spirit Rushes still available. Now Katarakan, he's the one that wants to tank the tower, but it doesn't even matter. There's the double Spirit Rush in. Orbit Deception isn't enough. Salt's here to clear out the minion wave, though, if he can. Suppression onto the Ahri, onto the tower. She's tanking tower shots as well. That is a kill over to Salt. They can't keep chasing him. He's down to half HP already. Katarakan could try and turn this. He gets the taunt, gets the cleanse, doesn't get the kill. Katarakan now on the run. He's trying to get to Salt. He gets silenced, however, but he is living. He's running away. Can he survive? He keeps getting the slow off of his passive. He's not tanking any damage, though. Katarakan is tanking an auto attack. One more will do it. Gets the flash, gets the kill. Finally goes down in the end. But meanwhile, on the bottom side, his team is taking the 3rd outer turret. 2nd outer turret. My mistake. And that was... I can't tell if that was so well played by Khan or so poorly played by Pacey and Loams. Pacey was so afraid of dying there that he would just throw out a Dragon Lance or a Standard and hope that that did enough damage combined with Loams to kill him. But it just... he was able to dance around everything so well and then finally flash back onto Salt and get that kill. I can't figure out which way that's going to swing. But for now, we do still have Nunu chilling in the bot lane, doing his best to get that tower down. We'll have to see if he can actually do it. There goes the Spirit Rush in. Charm not connecting just yet. Spirit Rushing under the tower once again, though. There was no ultimate from Salt, so he wasn't able to get that off. But I don't think the Charm landed. I think it actually hit one of his minions. Hook actually gonna land onto the Tristana. Tries the rocket jump out. Does succeed. Flay wasn't there. Box didn't connect. That's an ultimate burn for no gain. They're still not stopping this push. Loams needs to get in there. This tower is going lower and lower. Pacey's doing what he can in this top lane, but just losing these trades so hard, especially once that trade comes in. There's the Spirit's Refuge. Goodbye to half your HP. Who am I? I'm Shen. They do finally back off that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, so it is surviving for now. It did lose the majority of its HP, however. Another siege like that, and it is gone. Looking at the minimap, however, we do see that they're swapping lanes. They're sending that Caitlyn Thresh combo to the top side. Khan's backing a little early, but I think he wants to try and save that bottom tower as well instead of trying to trade 1-for-1. But if they had all three converged there, that probably was a kill on the Pacey. Caitlyn shows up. They immediately have the fallback of Jarvan along with the recall of Tristana. They want to match that even though it's not quite there. Thresh forced to flash the wall, actually. I'm kind of surprised. And it looks like they're bailing on that Rift Herald push. Rift Herald so far away from home. So far away. Shen made it to the bottom side. Tristana's in the mid lane. The hook comes in, lands the Cataclysm anyway. Stand United coming in, however. They're forced to disengage. Pacey is so crazy low. Yoo-Hoo Maniacs goes in, gets the taunt onto Loam. Suppression onto Yoo-Hoo Maniacs. What more can they do? Two-man body slam. Yoo-Hoo's ignited, but the Courage of the Colossus keeps him alive. Now it's a 4 versus 3. What more can they do? The tower is sure to go down. Ace in the hole lands on the Celt. They do not get the charm, but the Ace in the hole is helpful. The Spirit Rush is doing everything it can. Everybody's so low. Alicia Trine finally going to show up. Barely dodges the charm. Not going to go down just yet. That will be top tower, maybe tier 2 as well. We'll have to see what they decide to go for. Pings on to the Rift Herald, though. I think that's what they have in mind. Kind of an unlucky placement for the Rift Herald there. They wanted to kill that ward, but the Rift Herald's fat body is right on it, so they can't even clear it. They get to watch it slowly tick down and die. But there's simply nothing that Aurora could have done to prevent that. They were all dead. They were all in base. They are quickly moving down to this Infernal Drake, but Wonder Ginger and Thin Mints just kind of say hi to each other. The charm does connect. Here's the Stranglethorns, though. Loam's bailed out on to... that's questionable. There's no flash available. Alicia Trine should be pretty easy to pick this up. Charmed, not dead. Takes the kill on to Wonder Ginger. We see the Rift Herald popped on the top side. They actually gave it over to Khan. I'm kind of surprised about that. 3 members of eGirl Fanboys coming down. You can't beat Consume Smite. You gotta kill him. They're doing everything they can. They actually get it. Wow. I'm kind of surprised. They used the explosive cast. They used the body slam. They used everything in their arsenal except for the Malzahar ultimate to to try and clear that out. And Pacey, you're not having a good time, my friend. This Rift Herald is doing so much work. However, he's trying to get the kill onto Catarakan. Doesn't matter. Pacey gets hooked in, gets flayed, but they land down the Cataclysm. Now Yoo-Hoo Maniac, you're kind of left behind, buddy. Buddy Shen was like, nah, I'm good, fam. I'm outie. Red side is never esports. So Yoo-Hoo Music died in the top lane, which does kind of open up this mid lane push a little bit for Aurora. They're able to get onto this tower. It's going to go down. This 5 is not at that Fed level yet where he can 1v4. Body Slam gets him out of the death sentence. And now it's the counter push coming in from eGirl Fanboys. They have pressure in the bottom lane. Somebody really should have responded to that, but for now, they do just lose the tower and back off. They have to defend this mid tower, though. They're just slowly being strangled out of this game. Yes, they got at the dragon. Yes, they got at the tower. But right now, this tower's under siege, and they don't really have a good way of stopping the siege. I'm looking for a big engage here out of the Aurora gang. Flash Body Slam, Flash Suppression, Flash Stranglethorn, something. Because if they don't do something now, this tower is just going to bleed away. It's going to die. It's already at about half HP. I want to see a big play coming out here. Baron's in 30 seconds. Flag and Drag being used over the wall. There's the taunt in. Pacey's just getting chain CC'd well below half HP. Death Sentence going to land onto Loam. Stranglethorn is going to land onto 2 members. Alicia Tried jumps in. Not going to get 1 kill. Alicia Tried finally gets the kill. Charm onto Salt, though, keeps him in the grave. Taunt lands onto Zyra. Flashes away. Still goes down to the Orb of the Deception. Now it's on the run. 4 members living, 4 eGirl Fanboys to the 3 of Aurora. What more can they do? There's a tower ready and primed for the taking. That top tower is going to go down. Can they defend this second one, though? Static Shifter Stun is usually actually pretty good at wave clear, so they do fall back. Pings onto the dragon, but I don't think this is the exact time for a Baron take. I think Tapmaster wants to go back. He has 1,200 gold in his pocket. Caitlyn has 1,500. They're going to want to go back, spend that gold, and then come back in and maybe bait a Baron play? Maybe. Everybody goes back, cleans up some waves. Tristan is a little far forward for my liking, but nobody seems to be thinking of doing her harm just yet. Shen's back down to the bottom lane, has Stand United, has Teleport, both available. So if a fight were to break out at this Baron pit, he is primed, locked, and loaded. Going to be able to get there as soon as somebody says, ow. So it's hard. Pacey's just in such a sticky situation because he's not tanky, still went for that Black Cleaver build, and now he's working on probably finishing that Titanic, unless that Ruby Crystal gets built into something else. But he can't exactly fight the Shen. Is that a Proto Belt in his inventory? That is a Proto Belt. That's Proto Belt Shen. I don't have words, guys. Why is there a Proto Belt Shen? Actually, that's not true. I actually played a game where I had a full AP Leona yesterday, or the day before. It was bad, but we lost, I think. Anyway, he's using it to clear the waves. Catarakan's able to just Proto Belt auto the wave, I guess. But doing that every 60 seconds or so compared to having the Hydra or something like that seems kind of questionable. I don't know why you wouldn't just go Tiamat and clear the waves that much faster. But maybe he's feeling crazy ahead and wants to take advantage of that. Field paths across the rest of the map look fairly common. Nothing too crazy. We have Infinity Edge static coming out from both of the 80 carries. They'll both be going for that rapid fire cannon third probably. Caitlyn has a lot more easier route if she goes that rapid fire cannon third, whereas Tristana is going to have to deal with the super tanky Shen and the super tanky Nunu. So she might actually go for a penetration route and pick up that Lord Dominic's just to try and even it out. Inferno Drake, well actually, no. Dragon spawn now, and Aurora's just running away from it. They don't have any thought of going for it, especially Cloud Kid. So 2 Clouds and Infernal. eGirl fanboys are going to be running around the map at top Mach speed, and right now they're kind of doing that Baron split. They're sending Shen back top or bottom lane, able to deal with that Jarvan. Everybody's cleaning out the mid wave. They're getting vision in and around the Baron pit. They're setting up for either a cheeky quick steal or a bait into a team fight that they know they'll probably win. So as long as the two teams keep doing this, everything should be fine. The top wave is pushing against Aurora. This bottom lane is pretty convincingly going against Aurora. And in the mid lane, it's just shoving in time and time again. It's getting pretty hard for Aurora to do something, but they do have the tools. They have the Malzahar catch. They have the damage from the Tristana. They do have options to make this work. Oh, that's not supposed to do that. So, Salt's Malzahar shield actually blocked the Ace in a Hole and the Death Sentence. It's supposed to do one or the other. However, it kept Salt alive, so he's pretty happy about that. eGirl fanboys going back to clear the vision around the Baron pit. Their pings are going in. I don't know if they can exactly go for this just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. It is Caitlyn Nunu, and it's looking like they are doing it. Consume in. Loams throws the ward over the wall. Still can't see anything. Baron's at 3,500 HP. Loams can't see it. He doesn't know how much health it's at. Tapmaster gets the Stand United, gets the barrel, gets the Baron! Loams now charmed up into his doom. That is a 5-man Baron going over to eGirl fanboys with the jungler of Aurora dying in the end. That was close though. That was so incredibly close. Tapmaster basically almost dying. Charm goes in, not gonna connect. And that was kind of what I was talking about. One of those cheeky Baron sneaks where, like, because they had the vision control, they knew exactly what they could get away with, and it was damn close. Tapmaster had like 400 HP. Stand United comes in, doesn't get canceled by Pacey either, and so he's able to get in. Loams does his incredible best to get into that pit. Body slam, explosive cast, trying to get that Nunu as far away as possible. Smite came in though, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. So now everybody backed. There was a fair amount of gold in the pockets of eGirl fanboys. There still is 2K in both Nunu and Caitlyn's pocket, and then 1,800 in that Shen pocket. So they're all backing now. They're spending that money, and they're probably going to be coming out swinging. They have no more tier 2 towers. Every tower they attack now is an inhibitor tower. They want to crack that base, take that inhibitor, and use that to pressure every other lane simultaneously. Once they get that inhibitor, then, oh, Pacey, man, what are you doing? Charm comes in, still gets the flag and drag away, forced to flash that death sentence, though. Did not want to die, not in such a precarious system. Body Slam didn't connect to Catarakan. Barrel not gonna connect due to the Proto Belt of all things. Jesus. Flag and Drag keeps Pacey alive once again. Charm lands on the Loams, however. Taunt coming in as well. Forced to flash back. Huge 3-man play. Holy moly, what are you doing, Yoo-hoo? That was the maniac play. Death Sentence connects on to Thinman's gonna go down as well. Snowball onto At Least You Tried. And guess what? At least you tried. Double kill for Yoo-hoo. This could be the game. They're pushing in with the Baron empowered minions. They're gonna be on this mid lane tower. There's no real wave clear left for Aurora. Wonder Ginger, you're playing with fire, buddy. So the inhibitor goes down. They're gonna play it safe and back out. They might go topside and push that at least into the tower, but with everybody respawning, I don't think this is the 4 Baron take. Tons of gold again, 1,300 a pair. Everybody goes back, spends that gold. We see the rapid fire cannon coming out for the Caitlyn. Hits that 3-item spike, is just going to be annihilating everybody on this Aurora squad. Nobody has armor, nobody has HP. You're just simply not going to be able to deal with it. And Dragon in a minute. It is going to be an Elemental Drake. It is a 3rd Cloud. I don't know if Aurora can take that fight, and it's especially not worth it for a Cloud Drake. But you're kind of on the outside, Loams. He does manage to get away, so he does sneak by quite a little bit. But it's once again taking that vision, putting it in and around the pit, clearing out all the vision for everybody else. They're playing this fantastically. Baron has now subscribed. Not subscribed. Baron has now faded, and so they're still on this push. They have this rapid fire Caitlyn who just annihilates towers. Yes, they don't have any Earth Drakes, which would help this fantastically, but it doesn't really matter. You have the catch potential of the Shen, the catch potential of the Arya, the catch potential of the Thresh. All of these things combining, and it's able to get them many, many moments of pressure onto this tower. Wonder Ginger doing her best. Getting in, getting out, flash suppression, there it is, gets the flag and drag combo. Alicia tried, picks up the kill. Absolute Zero is now going in. Cataclysm lands onto Clive, but Pacey doesn't have the damage. Hook lands on Desira once again. Thinmans is doing what she can, but Clive is going off. Double kill comes in, gets the triple. The jump in from Alicia trying once again to do everything, or his team gets the kill, but it doesn't matter in the end. The ace comes through, Thresh picking up his 4th kill of the game. But once again, I don't know if they have the time to finish it. There's no ED damage, there's no carries left alive. It's just a Proto Belt Shen knocking on the tower. This is going to be the 2nd inhibitor of the game going down for Esports Fanboys. The mid inhibitor is about halfway done, so they're going to have some time. They're probably going to pick up this Cloud Drake because eventually they have to if they want to start making Elder plays, which this one should be the last dragon until Elder. But Baron is up again in a minute and a half. That is make or break for Aurora. They have to fight for it. They have to either come out even or ahead on that fight, or it's game over. But it's so incredibly hard. You have a Nunu, you have a very fed Shen, and a very fed Ahri, and then it's just Caitlyn has that 3.5 item. So it's going to be so crazy coming into this Baron fight to see who can get the better positioning, who can get the better layer of ultimates, because we saw that flash suppression from Salt landed out perfectly. Ketarakon's stuck between 3 members. He does have Clive to back him up though, and the taunt gets him out of danger entirely. Tapmaster cleaning out some vision, finds some friends though. Cataclysm is available. Suppression is all you need, however. 46-second death timer. Baron in 40 seconds. He's going to have 6 seconds to run over. Catarakan finds a friend. Body slam. Cataclysm lands onto Clive. There's the explosive cast in. Alicia Tried is doing so much damage right now. Khan goes down. It's now Wonder Ginger Yoo-Hoo versus the world. Charm does land onto Pacey, but they are backing off. Thinmans is so low, and there are super minions on the Nexus towers. Yahoo is doing whatever he can to clear the waves. Pacey's taking so much damage. Yoo-Hoo gets knocked up. Yoo-Hoo goes down. Shutdown coming in from Alicia Tried. This could be another one. Double kill going over to Aurora. With the Baron spawning now and Tapmaster not even alive, let alone out on the Rift of Justice. This should possibly, this should be a Baron for Aurora. They already sent Salt back to clear out this wave. This Baron is going down pretty quickly. It's been minced though. That's unlucky. Granted, if you have anybody dying to the Baron, it's probably the support that you want. Doesn't really need the Baron, doesn't really need to be alive, but it's now 25 seconds down. Salt is going to disconnect, so we are going to have a quick pause coming in. Hopefully he will reconnect as soon as possible. But for now, this could get interesting. Tristana has 6 kills, hit her 4-item spike point. Gonna be seeing, hopefully, a lifesteal item coming in next. So we are just gonna have to wait and see what actually comes out of this. Because if Tristana can get going, then we actually have a game on our hands. Right now, up until now, Clive and Wonder have been able to just rip through everybody on this Aurora squad, which I keep saying Aurora. I'm probably going to try and switch it to Ever because that's what everybody's saying the team is, but stick with me, guys. But for now, the Shoshana, again, 6 kills, can go off. If Salt can keep getting these sacrifice suppressions onto key targets, then all of a sudden things change, because if you get the reset on the Tristana, all of a sudden it could be game over. You can go in, you can get the damage down. It's unnecessary, guys. Remember to throttle down on your motorcycles. Be kind to the neighborhood. But we do have Salt reconnecting. We should be going for an unpause very soon. And then we're going to have to see what Aurora can do with this Baron buff. And the deck is still kind of stacked towards eGirl Fanboys. They have the tools, they have what they need, they have the damage. Like, time and time again, we've seen them just be able to melt through Pacey, who he's 3 items, but not crazy tanky. Yes, he has some resistances, not a lot of health though, and it's just not typically enough. It's just getting shredded by the Caitlyn, shredded by the Ahri, and he's gonna need another item and a half before he can be this Shen, who granted is at 4 items, one of them being a proto belt, so take that as you will, but we're not quite there yet for Aurora / Ever. So vision clearing coming in, they're doing what they can. Red buff over to Clive. That's scary. Clive with the rapid fire cannon and the red buff. Doesn't have a Vamp Scepter, so pretty much has to stay alive. Can't get dunked on, can't get annihilated by the team burst, or else not going to have any sustaining, going to be knocked out of the fight right away. But again, until these two teams clash, we're not really at a point where we can decide. And this Baron buff is not exactly being the power play that they need. Yes, they're staying alive. Yes, they have an inhibitor down, but they're not getting anything off of this. They're not pushing towers. They're not pushing lanes even. They're just kind of in the jungle meandering about. Second inhibitor should be coming up soon. And it looks like they're looking to get a catch on to Katarakan. They crazy have to defend this bottom side though. That Nexus turret is so low that they will lose it to that size of a minion wave. And we'll take a look at this minion wave. So it's actually, I thought the inhibitor was going to be up much sooner than it is going to be, so that's a trouble. That's something that they're going to have to continuously deal with as this Elder Dragon spawns in a minute and a half. And they're not, like, unless Tristana's there, the wave clear is pretty questionable. because Malzahar's not exactly doing what they need, especially when it comes to that super minion. But they got vision. They threw vision all over that bottom side jungle for Aurora. They're just taking it all. And pings are going out. Blast Cone, I don't think they meant to do that. But it's just a Blast Cone, nothing too crazy. And this is bad. This is Scuttle Crab going over to eGirl Fanboys. It's going to give them extra movement speed. It's going to give them extra vision around this Dragon Pit. And in a team that already has 3 Cloud Drakes, extra movement's not exactly unnecessary. They're just doing their absolute darndest to keep that vision clear from Aurora. Aurora wants to know when this dragon starts. They want to know when they can take advantage of and get in there and do something with it. But it's not exactly there yet. They're still trying. Pacey is roaming down. Ooh, hook does land. Charm doesn't, though. I don't think he was expecting... He either wasn't expecting the hook to land, or he wasn't expecting it to pull that far. But so, Elder Drake has spawned. Vision control split 50-50 because the wards are there, but so is the Rift Scuttler. This Thresh is fastish. He's fast. Righteous Glory does get popped. Goes in with the hook. Not gonna land. Blue turret is destroyed in that mid lane. And now they have mid lane priority. They have a freaking Tristana. They're gonna destroy this turret. They're gonna destroy this inhibitor unless eGirl Fanboys does something about it. They finally make it in through the base gates. Pings are going out onto that Elder Dragon. This is risky. This could be it, ladies and germs. This could be the game deciding fight. And eGirl Fanboys are right on their heels. If they start this up, things could get hairy. And now it's the battle of 2 fronts. Hook lands onto Pacey. Loams is solo. Gets the body slam onto Clive, though. There's the knockup. There's the Stranglethorns. There's the Cataclysm. The hook does land onto Alicia Trines, but the resets are in. Tip Master is going to go down. Alicia Trine gets the body slam onto Catarakan. Dodge the charm. Wonder Ginger is dead. That is a triple kill for Alicia Trine, trying his damnedest to win this game for his team, and I think he just did it. They don't need that Elder Dragon. The only one left alive is Yoo-Hoo Maniac, and he's just a lonely, lonely Thresh. They have a Tristana, they have a Jarvan, they're pushing onto this base, they're going to get that inhibitor, they have minions behind him as well. This could realistically be the game, and I think it's going to be. They have Loams, they have Pacey, who are able to just tank up these towers. They have the TP for the cannon minion. That's the inhibitor going. Nexus turret's going down. That is going to be game 1, going over to Aurora/Ever Esports. And that was a crazy turn of events. I don't even understand how that happened, except I did. I called it. If Alicia Trine could get off and get those resets, they would win the game. And that perfect body slam from Loams, max distance, max baby little pixel, picking up onto Clive there, ended it all, because then Pacey was able to get in, landing the Flag and Drag combo into the Cataclysm, and you just don't survive that as an AD carry. And it's just craziness, guys. That was an insane end to the game that was so volatile and could have gone really either way. I'm not surprised that this happened. It's pretty nice. It is game 1, so there's still possibility of a comeback. There are maybe 2 more games in this set. We do have another game coming up, so stay tuned with me, guys. I will be right back. We will be heading into the next game as soon as possible. So, like I said, guys, stay tuned.
空で会ったからだろう頼んじゃねえしょ問題もなく掛け合わせてのあるのと集中的に回し音背中合わせて日の海引き返す丘行きなきゃ疑問足目は追い道行きませるなそもそも出会うの取説にさどんだけ書いてても戻さ
All that we love and hold so dear could disappear one day without warning.
Oh, we fear if we get too close to it, we'll lose it all in a heartbeat.
Can you reminisce, can you recall the last time you felt some joy at all? Or maybe you are so blessed to a point where you can't remember anything.
The fact we're alive right here and now, we take it for granted, but that's how we'll find out when we may need it most. When we realize the miracle, all that we love and hold so dear could disappear one day without warning. We fear if we get too close to it, we'll lose it all in a heartbeat. You know, the closer you get to something, the tougher it is to see. And I'll never take it for granted. Let's go.
Some people may call the kindest deed an act of mere hypocrisy, but never mind those who have lost their faith. You shouldn't give in to what they say.
As a matter of fact, just hear me out. Even if it was for a selfish cause, a salvageable hypocrisy is superior to murderous
Everyone tells you from
honesty.
time to time to never give up like a scene from a movie. They tell you to stand up for yourself as if it was always that easy. There's a handful of courage in my heart that's waiting to shine on my darkest day, and I'll never take it for granted. Let's go.
Oh,
Welcome back, everybody. Bit of a little technical issue there going on. So we went into Champ Select and then dropped out, but now we're back in. Evers Esports, which I did actually find out is the true name because the Aurora team dropped and now it's Evers team in place of the old Aurora. So I called them Aurora that whole first game, thinking it was just a team pickup. Turns out it's a completely different team. So that being said, guys, I know which team I'm casting, and I'm ready to cast it. And so right now we do have Ever, once again, not having any bans. But looking at last game, eGirl Fanboys banned out Soraka, Fiora, Zac, Ziggs, and Tarek in that order. They're going to go with the Zac ban first this time. And now we're going to have to wait and see basically if they go for that same ban route. And I mean, I'm curious if they do stick with that same ban phase. Because while they had a very crazy good early game, coming out all the way up to a 12.5k gold lead at 31 minutes, but at that point, things took a bit of a turn. That's when Ever started picking everything up. They started getting all the tools they needed to come back into that game. They started picking up towers, they got the Baron, they started picking up kills, and then they won that game-ending team fight. But even at the end of the game, Ever was still down 1.8k gold. Pretty crazy there. So I'm wondering if that whole, pick ban phase is kind of laying in the back of eGirl Fanboys kind of thought process with their coach, and they're like, guys, do we change the thing? Do we give them a Soraka? Do we give them a Fiora? Do we give them a Ziggs? Like, what do we change? And so far, nothing has changed. They're still going with the Zac Soraka. The final ban will be coming up very soon once this time clock rolls down. And I do kind of expect the Fiora ban. Fiora is pretty oppressive currently. The ban comes in and it is... didn't come in yet. Cataracan is banning skill. Alright, they have to ban something. What is it gonna be? It is that Fiora ban. Pick coming in. Now, Ever Esports was on red side last time. They didn't have that first pick, but they were able to pick up the Gragas that they wanted and the Tristana. And so they are going to first pick that Tristana, even though Caitlyn's available. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Caitlyn again for eGirl Fanboys. It worked out well enough for him, and maybe this time it doesn't get caught out by a body slam. But the Shen pickup is very clean, and it did exactly what they needed it to do. It beat the Jarvan in the matchup. It got very far ahead. It went the Proto Belt, which is slightly questionable, but talking to Cataracan after the game, they seem to like the build path, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that going once again. I'm wondering if we see a different pick for Pacey, though, because it took way too long to get tanky on that Jarvan. It basically lost the lane and didn't do what they needed to do. But here's the Tarek pick. This was actually banned away last time in the second rotation. So being able to pick it up first rotation now, they're a bit different. So they're not going to have that Thresh pick, Zyra pick, my bad. And so they go right back to the Gragas as well, which, again, landed that body slam, won them that team fight, and got them the W. Now, do we see Nunu once again? It's a pick that did fairly well, 1, 2, and 16, very supportive of the team, did get most of the objectives. It even got that first Baron, even though Loams tried so hard to deny it. And it had a 3-minute, 20-second Baron. Not bad. Dragon, excuse me. So it basically, Nunu did his first camp, and then 3 more camps, and then took a dragon. That is just madness. And it had been an Infernal Drake, which is actually crazy impactful, not at that stage of the game, because you don't have that much AD or AP. But So the Jarvan is actually being banned away here. That's interesting. So what do we have left that can work well into Shen? We have Gnar, can do very well into Shen. We have Rumble, who did receive some changes, but still does fairly well into the Shen. There's the Kled, which is available and would do very well. Can sort of respond to the Stand United with the charge in a later game sense of the thing, but it's still doable. You could build another tank. We could actually flex the Gragas topside. We could see Galio. We could see Darius even. There's actually a fair amount of top lane picks that we could be seeing coming out here to try and contest this Shen. And the Malzahar pick, they actually didn't like getting suppressed every 60 seconds or so. So that's a fairly good ban as well. I'm curious what Salt's going to be picking up now. With that being banned away, Yoo-Hoo Maniac is going to be able to pick up the first pick of this rotation, and we'll kind of see what they're stringing together to keep this comp going. They could still take the Nunu and the Ahri, giving them the exact same composition from game 1, but is that what they want? Because, again, they did take the W. I mean, hell. My brain doesn't work. Yeah, they took that loss, and so it's curious to me if they're going to still go with that. The hover on the Master Yi, I don't think this gets locked in. I would love to see a Master Yi. The Nunu's more likely to get locked in. I would like to see something different, though. I would have liked to see an Elise or Elise Sin or something like that, but the Nunu pick is going in. They're saving this mid lane counter pick for last. So whatever Salt picks, Wonder Ginger's going to have the opportunity to counter pick. There's the Gnar I talked about. And it does get locked in. It's definitely something we're going to be seeing exploding in the competitive scene. We've already actually seen it over at Rift Rivals. They did play on 7-13. Vizicachi was just wrecking fools on that Gnar pick, and so they were able to take wins off of that Gnar pick almost solo. And so we're going to see what the mid lane is. The Orianna is probably one of the safest mid lane picks that you can blind, and now Wonder's going to have that pick for himself. He's going to be able to pick whatever he wants into this Orianna. Ahri does okay. Ahri did very well for them last game as well. I wouldn't be surprised seeing that picked up. But there's also so many other options. There's still the Syndra, there's the Vladimir, stuff like that could still get picked. And even the Corki, which is actually going to be what gets locked in for Wonder Ginger. And that's interesting. Corki is something that we're seeing a lot of lately. It's something that we're probably going to see a lot of in the future for the next couple of patches at the very least. Because Corki did recently receive the changes. He now does 80% of his auto attacks as magic damage. So he's going to be able to do tons of magic damage for his team needs. He's going to be competing with the Shen and Nunu for magic damage, but even with the Protobell, Shen doesn't exactly do that much magic damage. So he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. He's going to have the package for team fights as well, which is pretty nice. He's going to be able to roam around the map, do a bit more. But Orianna, we've seen in the past, can get the push advantage, which then makes the Corki a little bit harder to maneuver around the map. But once the packages start coming in, he's going to have his opportunity to make those roams. You can go topside, land onto Pacey, and get that Shen fed. You can go bottom side and trying to get Clive fedder than he was last game, and maybe they can then close it out quicker. But they're on that time clock once again. That Tristana is going to get fed and has a couple more tools than they had last time to keep that Tristana alive. He has the Orianna shield, has the Taric heal, the bonus armor and magic resist from the Taric. He's going to have that invulnerability from the Taric ultimate as well. And then the Gragas Gnar buddy combo is going to be able to get into the backline of the eGirl fanboys, and Clive's going to have his work cut out for him again. Because now, if Gnar TP's in the back, gets a bounce, gets a Gnar, that could be team fight over. And it's just from a composition standpoint, this should be a better composition than the last one they had. Yes, they're still going into the exact same composition they just faced off against, but they have more tools in their back pocket this time, and they're going to be able to do more than what they did last game. So while, eGirl Fanboys had a very fantastic early game last time, it's not exactly set in stone that they're going to have that same thing. I mean, Tapmaster still can get that 3-minute dragon. He can still, harass all the lanes, be just Nunu. He's going to be able to get into the enemy jungle, steal those camps away. But like we saw later in the game, it's Nunu. What does Nunu actually bring to the table late game outside of Blood Boil for the Caitlyn? And the answer wasn't a lot. I mean, he wasn't able to get in there, disrupt the team fights, get, the kills or the assists they really needed. And it kind of fell apart. You had the Gragas, you had the Jarvan, they were able to get into the back line, they had the Tristana, rocket jumping around, doing so much damage. So that's definitely something that eGirl Fanboys are going to have to watch out for. They have to shut this Tristana down and finish the game quickly. And once again, they do have the tools. The only champion they've changed is Ahri for Corki. And Corki's got a lot of burst. So they'll have the option to do that. They do have the sieging potential with the Corki Caitlyn once again. And if anybody steps out of line, that's a death sentence. That's a flay. That's a box. That's a Shenton. That's everything coming at you as soon as you start getting pushed back under your bot tower. Or any tower for that matter. So, once again, Riot's buggy. You can't see half the summoner spells. I don't know why they do this. I wish they would fix it. But you will be able to see them once we go into the loading screen along with the Keystone Masteries. So don't fret, guys. Those will be on your way in just a couple seconds. But for now, I want to see who you guys think. Throw it up in the chat. Who do you think is going to take this W? Is it going to be Ever Esports to close out the set? Or is it going to be eGirl Fanboys to tie it up and take us to a Game 3? Personally, I don't know who's going to do it. I cannot have a definitive winner because last game was so back and forth and Ever won it off an end-game team fight. So we're just going to have to wait and see what actually comes through because there's a lot that can happen. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the Rift for game number 2 between Ever Esports and eGirl Fanboys. And we see the teams rocking down that mid lane. Now, we're going to have to see what happens in this early game and to see if somebody gets kind of caught out like they did last time. Ever was able to get in, get that deep ward down. And it looks like they're going to be doing the same thing, except on the opposite side of the map. eGirl Fanboys thought they were going to be clever and get in that bush before Ever could show up. But Ever Esports, they just go to the other side of the map. They don't actually care about the blue side. So they ward up both the Raptor camp and the red buff. They're going to get full vision there, and they're going to be able to see if Nunu starts on that side of the map at all, really. But for now, it's looking like, a delayed invade here coming in from eGirl Fanboys. And they actually only ward up the Raptor camp. But with Gragas coming down, that's probably where it's going to start, just like last game. And Nunu's going to be taking his own blue buff. I think by seeing Gragas on his Raptor camp, they're not going to worry about running across and taking that red buff too much. And so this mid lane matchup is something that we're actually probably going to be seeing a lot of for a while, both competitively and in amateur esports or amateur League of Legends. It's two very safe AP carries, which I think we can actually count Corki as an AP carry now. He doesn't have too much AD damage. Yeah, he has a little bit. He's got like 20%. But he can, you know, be on the opposite side of this Orianna, wave clear just as well, and roam better. So while Orianna is very safe, it's a fantastic blind pick that if you don't know who you're going against, it doesn't matter. Just pick Orianna, farm, shockwave late game, win games. Fantastic trade in the top lane. Pacey taking so much damage, not quite able to trade back as effectively, but he's going to do his best. He's going to get healed up a little bit by going Mega, but not exactly the way you want to heal up in that top lane. Nunu's on the top side as well. Pacey has to be very careful here. If he pushes out this lane too much, and it looks like he might be, then Nunu's going to have a free roam top, get that snowball, force a flash, taunt comes in, Katar'Khan's just like, I don't actually need a gank, I'm just going to kill you anyway. But Loams, though, walks over a ward. They see it, they ping it. Katar'Khan has flash, so he's not in too much danger. Plus he has his taunt, so he can use either or to get out of a sticky situation. I am interested in this Taric pick. It's something that we haven't been seeing. It's something that... Oh, pause coming in. Oh. So, let's see what that pause is for. So apparently, Tristana was lagging, but they've said R. We should be getting back into the game any minute now. There we go. So, Nar's getting hammered right now, but he's going to be able to kind of trade it back eventually. Once he gets a Black Fever, once he gets a Frozen Mallet, he's going to be able to just walk the Shen down the lane and kill him. So, it's kind of a... not alone, but there's got to be some sort of banking style phrase that could be implemented there. But for now, it is kind of just farming. Everybody doing what they can to get as much gold in their pocket as they can. And right now, no crazy CS advantages. Hold on. I forgot that the teams actually mangled up the order. There we go. I was like, how does Caitlyn have 4 CS? Oh, she doesn't. She's just out of place. So now that the teams are sitting into their pattern, they're farming up, they're doing what they can. And it's on the junglers to see what they can do. Much later dragon attempt coming out of the Nunu. It is now 4:45, so no 3-minute dragon, but they do get the Ocean Drake, which is super helpful, especially this early on. Ocean Drake's one of those dragons that the earlier you get it, the more impactful it can be. You now sustain a lane so much better, and you start sustaining in those elongated sieges that much better. Oof, Salt giving the dissonance damage right back into Corki, and he actually ends up winning that trade health-wise. Ping's going down. Gragas wants to gank that mid lane, but with the wave pushing out, not an option. Nunu's just kind of chilling, doing Nunu things. He's actually behind in farm, too. That's weird. But it is the jungle, so farm doesn't actually mean anything. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a Gragas gank. Gragas is one of the best early game gankers right now due to the body slam, and just body slam flash combo so effective. But I'm wondering if he's worried about his camps and being stolen away by the Nunu to the extent that he's forcing himself to stay in that jungle and farm those up before he actually goes for those ganks. Because they don't have any vision on each other. They don't know where the Nunu is. Nunu doesn't know where Gragas is. And so they're both just mindlessly farming their sides of the jungle. Pretty good stun there onto Katarrakan. If those keep up, then it's not going to be long before the Shen's in trouble in this lane. But both mid laners are level 6, which means the poke from the Corki can start coming out. But it also means that Shockwave is available if a gank were to come through. There's the Ocean Drake just healing the Caitlyn up. Not having to worry about anything really. Fairly large minion wave. Rakan though, definitely starting to feel the damage from that Gnar. He already has that phage completed, not far from that Black Cleaver, and this Shen's not nearly as fed as he was last game, so it's now hitting a point where things are getting kind of hairy for that Shen. And tons of damage being thrown back onto Salt. That's the Corki for you. Tons of burst damage, tons of sustained damage. He is an AD carry. It's kind of what they do. Poke does connect, so does the stun. However, the root comes in. What more can they do? Stand United and Unite ignite both onto Yuhu. The dodge out and the flash out from Thin Mints. They stay alive and they burn the Stand United. That is one summoner spell for 2, however. And the gank, the damage could still come out. There's a large mini wave here. Thresh hooks do come up pretty often. Shen goes back to base. Didn't lose too much. He's down 10 CS to the Gnar, but he's going to be able to pick up most of it when he gets back to that lane. Gnar's not crazy pushing it out. He's not running it into that tower. Shen should be okay. It does definitely not help that your first Stand United doesn't net you any significant advantage. Because of that long cooldown, it can be hard. He has that Warden's Mail though, gonna help him out a little bit in that lane. That and the Ocean Drake should keep him okay. These boomerangs definitely hurt, but as long as Pacey doesn't go too all in, Katarrakan's gonna be able to heal up most of it. Second round of buffs are spawning. The ping from the blue side went onto that Nunu red buff actually, so they know he's there. He's running into the river. He's going to be going for that Scuttle Crab. I'm wondering if he's going for that blue buff invade. There's no wards there forever, so he could get in, steal it, and get out, but Gragas is right there. And no, it looks like Nunu's actually more concerned about ganking the mid lane. Can they contest? Again, no vision there. They couldn't get like a flash Nunu consume. So Orianna gets the blue buff, goes back to that mid lane. Gonna have a bit more pressure trying to harass out and stuff like that. You know, more command attacks, more command dissonances, all that good stuff. Now we're starting to see CS advantages both mid and bottom lane, and it's starting to stack up. There's a large number in those lanes, 16 CS advantage for Wonder Ginger, and then a 20 CS advantage for Clive. Those are not small numbers. I mean, 15 CS or so? No. What is the current number of CS? Call it 25 gold to CS. Yeah. 12 to 15 CS is like a kill, basically. So if you're down that much CS, it starts becoming a problem because then you starting to not get the same breakpoints in your items. Although the two carries aside from each other do kind of have different paths. We're seeing Tristana go a different build path this time, going for that Cutlass first. Wants to try and spike earlier, wants to try and stay alive in these fights with that sustain. Whereas Caitlyn is still going at Infinity Edge because she has no reason not to. Absolute Zero getting popped in that mid lane. Salt is forced to flash away. Loams is here though. Shockwave only going to land on the Tap Master. And so now Wonder Ginger is going to be able to keep the fight going. Ace in the hole coming in. Heal coming out from Salt. Flash in the middle. Loams trying to keep his mid laner alive. First blood going over to Wonder Ginger, however. The ultimate from the Taric is not enough to keep them alive. Clive picks up another kill. And now Loams doesn't have flash, doesn't have body slam, gets a slime ball to the back of the head, just eating so much damage. Valkyrie over the wall. That should be it. Wonder Ginger picking up a second kill. And now an Earth Drake is going over as well. Unfortunate series of events for that Ever squad. 3-0 and a dragon. And actually quite possibly first brick as well. Gnar should not be able to out-push 280 carries. Actually, he's even forced to flash away to stay alive. He actually might have gotten that first tower gold if Shen hadn't shown up at that moment. So quite a swing there for eGirl Fanboys. Seriously? But again, like the same series of events almost happened last game. You know, Ever fell behind early. eGirl Fanboys had a very fantastic early game, picking up kills galore. They got most of the dragons. There was only a single Inferno that went over to Ever. So it's, you know, history is repeating itself, and we're gonna have to see if it continues to. Infinity Edge already completed for Clive, along with Trinity Force. This is a like 12.5-minute Trinity Force out of Wonder Ginger. That is absolutely insane. Holmes trying to get a sneaky gank in, wants to kill Wonder Ginger, but Valkyrie is available. Flash is not. Ace in the hole goes out, lands onto Alicia Tried. Has that Cutlass though. Gonna try and stay healed up. Gonna lose those last couple minions worth of farm, however. Ping's going out. They're trying to... They ping a dive, it looks like, in the top side. But we have Loams and the Salt pushing into the red side jungle. Not much they can do against the Nunu Corki, though. And Alicia Tried taking a pretty hefty crit there. So now that tower in the bottom lane under distress. Gnar, you know, he has that Black Cleaver completed. He's able to, you know, get the pushing advantage onto Shen even harder now, because Shen's not exactly in a spot where he can survive just like this, the constant amount of damage coming in from the Gnar. Gnar's throwing out the boomerangs, getting the hyper, and he's able to just keep doing it over and over and over again. And Shen just has to take it. Dark Passage being used to get the Caitlyn back into the lane. This is interesting because, like I said, this is a different build path than what we saw last time out of Alicia Tribe. Last time went that same Infinity Double Zeal item. Didn't get a lifesteal item until the very, very end, and it ended the game on a Vamp Scepter actually. So he wasn't too concerned about staying alive in the fights. This time, however, rushing that Blade of the Ruined King, getting the attack speed, getting the lifesteal, and so these fights earlier on are going to be a bit different. However, it doesn't exactly help when there's already a Caitlyn on your tower. This tower is not long for this world. They'll have to see what they can get done. Tapmaster, though, he's waiting in the wings as well. So, if Taric and Gragas both go back here, that top tower goes down. Probably even goes down if Taric stays. But they have to They have to fight it here if they want to keep that tower alive. The problem is Infinity Edge versus Blade of the Ruined King doesn't seem to matter. The taunt goes in, Root comes in, Lone body slams into the wall actually for his death. There's the shockwave, there's the Stand United, but it's not enough. Pacey annihilates the Copter, and now what more can they do? Absolute Zero goes out, instantly cast. Two-man play though. Alicia tried getting hooked in. Barely keeps himself alive with that heal, but not long for this world. There's the slime ball to the back of the head. Kills Elise, who tried. Now Tower and Thin Mints are in for a world of hurt. Tower goes down. Thin Mints goes down. Clive is now 2-0-3. So, I said they had to fight for the tower, but unfortunately, Infinity Edge is a bit more useful than a Blade of the Ruined King. Plus, once your jungler gets caught out like that and just dies, it doesn't exactly leave you in the best situation in a 2v3. But big push down in this bottom lane turret. They do get the tower. Rift Herald, however, probably going to be traded for a tower in the end. So no matter how you look at that, that was a win across the map for eGirl Fanboys. So with only one outer tower remaining in that mid lane, I would expect that's where the Rift Herald is going to go. Put that Caitlyn Thresh mid, put the Rift Herald mid, and there's not a whole lot that Ever's going to be able to do to stop it. So actually, with Dragon in 30 seconds, if they wait, they can get vision control around the Dragon, try and do as much poke and siege as possible for the next 15 seconds. They can pop the Rift Herald mid, run down, take the Dragon, and then just end it there. And then possibly roam back mid and take the mid tower. However, they might also not even need to do that. With the bottom lane of Ever showing topside, they can just take the Dragon. It's up in 5 seconds. They have a Nunu Caitlyn. Nunu Caitlyn, who already has 2 items, by the way. This Caitlyn is pretty accelerated. TP coming in. This could be a fight. Loams is in the pit. Loams is kind of trapped all by himself. Does flash out. 2-man shockwave on the Catarakan and Tapmaster. Death Sentence lands onto Alicia. Tried, however. Catarakan is barely surviving, but he does. Meanwhile, Alicia Tried died in the background. 2-man Gnar comes up huge! Clive cannot fight the Mega. He will be going down. Shut down. Now it is a rout for Ever Esports. Take a house. Pacey on a triple kill. The only one left alive is the Wonder Ginger. And can they take the Dragon because of it? It's not looking like it. It's looking like they're going to go save that mid lane tower. Let's say Wonder Ginger has double buffs. I don't know if that's exactly the fight Salt wants to take, but clears out that minion wave. Trying to defend the tower as best he can. With TP burned, Catarakan now would have to use his Stand United to get to a dragon fight, whereas TP still available for Pacey. They could just rinse and repeat that dragon fight. And it looks like Tapmaster kind of wants to. Looks like they're pulling it out. Let's see, who is in the area? The answer is nobody. That is a very quick dragon take. It's kind of how it is when you have 2-item Caitlyn and a Nunu. Oh! That hook's actually going to land on the Salt. Play in, damage out. The 3-man shockwave doesn't even matter. Clive picks himself up a 4th kill of the game. I didn't think that hook was going to land onto anybody. Loams just kind of sidestepped it, and then it connects onto the Orianna, and that's all she wrote, really. After that, even with crazy 3-man shockwave, it just wasn't enough. Smite on to the Rift Herald, catch onto Thin Mints. The tower goes down, slime ball to Thin Mints. This Rift Herald's going to go a bit deeper. No, it's not. It's just going to die right there. So things are looking good for anime, or not anime, eGirl Fanboys. Although things looked good for them last game as well. Massive wave in that top side. Katarakan could be getting a little caught, but the only one to see him was Thin Mints. And he's just gonna dash over the wall. Meganar gonna come in. TP is available, but nothing really teleportable in the near future. I mean, Dragon's still down. Baron is very early. They should not be able to go for a Baron on either side. As accelerated as this Caitlyn is, it would still be risky. So for now, we're just going to have to wait and see what actually comes of this. The Rift Herald's been used. All outer turrets are down forever Esports. And it kind of looks like Yuhu's kind of roaming around, trying to see what he can do. He is going to find Pacey, going to flay him away. Death Sentence still available, going to connect. Katarakan lands the taunt as well. Boxes down, bounces in. Pacey, though, he's going to go mega, gets a 3-man Gnar! But is it enough? Into a 2-man stun. Shutdown comes in on to Pacey. But now here comes Thin Mints ult. Shockwave is going to have sombrero. The taunt lands onto Salt. He gets hooked back in. He goes down. Double kill for the Nunu. Thin Mints, though, trapped on an island with no one to save him. Clive gonna pick up that kill for himself. There are pings on the Baron. Gragas is still alive, however. He could possibly go for a steal. He could. It's the thing that Gragas is due. But consume, smite. What more do you need as a Nunu? That is eGirl Fanboys picking up the Baron, and things are not looking good for Ever Esports this game. But as I keep saying, they recovered last time. Could happen again. Baron Empowered Recalls coming in. They have a hefty chunk of gold in their back pockets. 1,500 across the board. They're going to spend that gold. They're going to pick up some items. 3 items on the Caitlyn. 2 items on the Corki. 1.5 kind of across the board. I'll count 2 support items because Eye of the Equinox, you kind of need some wards. And looking on the other side, not quite as far along. We actually only see a 1.5 item Tristana, who isn't quite there yet. Needs a couple more minions to be able to pick up her first Zeal item, and it's not good. 3-item Caitlyn is pretty much the thing of nightmares. So Ace in the Hole gonna come in, does get blocked by Pacey. Mega Gnar is on the horizon with Gnar available. This could be the breaking point. We'll have to see what does happen. Vision Wars coming out from both sides. Tapmaster doing what he can. There's the Gnar. Now, eGirl Fanboys just has to wait it out. They know that it's available. Flash is there too. But for now, they're able to just tank up these minions. They do send Katarakan to the top side. They're going to be able to push that out. Mini Gnar is back. So now, it's up to Shen to be and try and take that fight. Maybe try and win out against this Gnar. Even though the Black Cleaver's there. Even though the Frozen Mallet's there. Body Slam keeps Loams safe. The hook comes in, gets the stun, gets the trap, gets the play! The box comes out, but it's too late. The ultimate from Tarek is blown. Now it's not later available. The flash hook lands onto Salt. He goes down to Clive. The explosive cast kicks back 2 into the team. But the 2-man taunt coming out from Shen keeps them alive and pushing. They're going to get this tower. Can they push for more? The wave clear is dead for Ever Esports. Mega Gnar just now coming in. The flash taunt lands onto... Can you try again? Alicia tried though. Flashes out. Wonder Ginger kills him though. Casey is now Mini Gnar. Mini Gnar gonna die. 2-man taunt once again for Redder-Khan. What is this man? Ace in the Hole comes in. Double kill for Clive. Takes down the final member for a triple kill. And that is going to be game 2 going over to eGirl Fanboys. Ever Esports taking a very similar comp, trying to do very similar things. Unfortunately for them, they just weren't able to scale up. They didn't have the time. They didn't have the kills. And what that means is we are going to be going to a game 3. Another 4-man Shockwave from Salt. That is so huge. Unfortunately, too little, too late. That is the going. Maybe it's the game. Can you end the game? Come on, guys. Shut down. There it is. Just padding the stats. Cutting down that KDA. No Reckles here. But again, that is game 2. We are primed for a game 3 between these two squads who have been duking it out the first 2 games. I'm excited to see a game 3. I'm expecting shenanigans galore. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll be right back.
So now my time is up. Your game start. My heart moving past time has no meaning for us. It's not enough. Will it make it better or just stand here longer? Say it. We can end here till we can get it up. 絶対的本拠は嘘だらけ。いつだってあるのは僕の自信や不安をかき混ぜた弱いようで強い僕 This is my own judgment Got nothing to say もしも他に何かもつきゃそうこういうさ完全感覚ストリームが僕のなさ We'll say it We'll say it あればやるで聞くが今は Hold on When I rise up higher, do you see me? Out there waiting for next chance we get. Will it make it? Or just stand here longer? Say it. We can end here till we can get it up. 確信犯人のI know, no. いつだってその場しのぎの白い槍の織り交ぜた自由さ醜さもなく This is my own judgment Got nothing to say もしも他に何かもつきゃそうこういうさ完全感覚ストリームが僕のなさ We'll say it We'll say it You know I got to be number one Oh, may I have your attention, please? I get liberty, LM 527 will depression for hell to BPSDA. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
隠してた感情が悲鳴を上げてる
確かな誓い当てに
奇跡だけを求め消えない闇をさまよう
ここにいれば二度と
未来見ることできない
不用意も月が誘って
まだ言葉出せないけど
心の中叫び続けた
隠してた感情が悲鳴を上げてる確かな誓いを手にそうほんの少しだけ強くなれたなら目の前にあるこの空触れてゆくからこの先にある未来に手を伸ばすから
素直な声響いて
流行る胸の高鳴り君が書いた地図に夢のありかを探す
雲間に差し込む光
かすかに走るこの痛みあの空にまた飛び立てたなら果てしなく広がった澄み渡る世界眩しさに目を細め信じられる強さを無駄に抱えたらもう一つないこの空飛び回るから
なくすものは何もない震える指握るしまう
君の無垢な笑顔だけを焼き付け終わらないエピソードの果てにつかめたら君との想いが今幼き日のかけらをつなぎ彩って二人で書いた心の奇跡たどるから
隠してた感情が悲鳴を上げてる確かな誓いを手にそうほんの少しだけ強くなれたなら目の前にあるこの空触れてゆくから
この先にある未来に手を伸ばすからSi no hay nadie especial, tal vez pueda hacer lo que quiera hacer. Encontrarás respuestas que guiarán tu ser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Todas las preocupaciones saldrán.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Game 3 between Ever Esports and eGirl Fanboys. It's been a long, arduous trail up till now. Each team taking a W off their backs. Ever having a crazy comeback in a late game 1, and then eGirl Fanboys just running it down mid, trashing the game 2, taking every advantage they needed. And here we are heading into Game 3. Ever Esports still not having any bans, but a complete deviation from what we've seen so far. That is going to be a Renekton ban, whereas last game we saw the same as Zac, Soraka, Fiora first round, and then into a Jarvan Malzahar second round. So now we're just banning top laners. Renekton, Kled being banned away. I think this is actually due to subbing in of a top laner for Ever Esports. They do have, I believe it's Serrano now, unless they role swapped as well. But if it is because of Serrano, that would make sense. If you're good on Renekton, if you're good on Kled, first of all, Kled's ridiculous. Kled is just an absurd champion right now. Does so much stuff, does so much fun. But for now, the Zac ban coming out as well. They definitely don't want to deal with that champion. It is so strong, so many things it does. It does bonk people on the head, which is always fun to watch. But now, I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing different drafts. Because, you know, we have a different player. We're still seeing a Zac ban, but now the Fiora, the Soraka are left open. So Soraka, Fiora are open. There's that first pick, Fiora. I just realized both these teams are actually completely out of order. Oh, well. Alright, so... we are going to be heading into game momentarily. Not game. We're going to be heading back to Champ Select. That Jinx ban was a misclick, so we're going to go through all that fun stuff. Once again, watching that timer slowly tick down. Alright, so we saw the Fiora first pick. It was a Fiora pick, something that's banned away the last 2 games. But when you ban away, you have to be top laner and you have to ban away Renekton, Kled, that does leave you open for picks like that. And so that's the first pick, Fiora. Fiora, something that we've been seeing a lot of competitively. It does pretty much everything you need to. It does split push, it does team fight, it does healing, it does damage, it does a lot of damage actually. Like there's like a damage number and then it does like triple that. So Fiora is something that they're really going to have to focus on. It's something that they're really going to have to play around in the pretty much every stage of the game. does get a lot harder to gank the Fiora if they're playing well. You can riposte any hard CC to set up the gank, which then pretty much nets you a free getaway at that point because you can just dash away while they're stunned. But it's going to be interesting because once you pick that Fiora, you do open yourself up for counter picks. So I'm wondering what the Everboys have in their back pocket for that Fiora. I wonder if we're going to see a Gnar again, because Gnar was pretty good. While it didn't end up winning the game, it worked out very well. The one thing though is this means that with the Fiora lock, unless it goes mid, which it shouldn't, it's like a one-time thing where you pick Galio. If it goes top lane, that means you don't have the Shen, which the Shen's been pretty integral these last couple of games, always being able to come in on a Stand United, keep his team alive, and then land multi-man taunts from there that just kind of turns the game completely on its head. So by first picking that Fiora, you guarantee that you're not taking the Shen, and you can do whatever you want elsewhere. So this is something that they're really gonna have to make work if it doesn't, because they're, like I said, they're leaving out the Shen, they're taking that Fiora instead. So now you could technically take a Shen into the Fiora, it wouldn't go very well whatsoever, but you have that Stand United for late game and mid game. So it's something that if Serrano plays, this is probably where they're going to pick it up. But it is going to be that Caitlyn first pick. It's something that they gave up the first two games by first picking that Tristana. It does everything that Tristana does, but in a different capacity. You still have that long range, you still have that double Zeal Infinity Edge combo, and you still have tons and tons of damage. Comboing that with a Nami does very well in the early game because you have those empowered autos to slow and do bonus damage, plus the headshots, and you can bubble into headshot, into trap, into just all kinds of crazy combos. But that Caitlyn does out with a lot of people. However, we're seeing a huge different pattern from Tapmaster here. Had that Nunu the first two games, now steals away the Gragas. Do they trade junglers? Do ever now pick the Nunu? I hope not, but it's a possibility. So now the Gnar Hover, it's still a good pick. It does very well in team fights, and it can do okay in the Fiora. It doesn't have too many tools to get away from it. Like if Fiora starts getting going, Gnar's gonna have a rough day. But vice versa, it could also be true. I mean, once Gnar gets that 2-item, gets the cleaver into Mallet, then, having that dash on the Fiora, it's not quite enough to get away, but it sometimes works. But so we're going to have to see how that matchup goes. I guess going top lane to feed off that Gnar would be very effective. It gets the Fiora going, it gets the Fiora split push going, and then your Fiora can do anything it wants. It can TP bot lane, take up a couple kills, TP mid lane, take a couple kills, TP anywhere and take a kill. Or just run it down top lane and take any 1v2s that come your way, because you're going to be able to riposte that hard CC, get the damage back, get the kills, and throw down that grand challenge. So another Malzahar ban coming out. They really didn't like the way the suppression worked in that game 1. They're going to ban that away. They're going to try and focus picking that mid again, although they don't have last pick this time, so they're going to have to pick blind. And the first time they picked blind, they got the Ari. So now we're going to be seeing the final ban coming in right now. What's it going to be? It's actually the Orianna. That's interesting. It's something that was landing fantastic shockwaves throughout the game. There were 3-man shockwaves, 4-man shockwaves. They just didn't have the damage behind them necessary to win the game. So now, what does Salt pick, and what do they pick for a jungler? There's the Corki pick that we saw last game from Wonder Ginger. Will be getting locked in, so the only pick left is the jungle pick forever. They're gonna have getting countered both bot and mid lane, so that is an interesting way to see about it, but they definitely didn't want Wonder Ginger to have that Corki again. It did so well last time, but not going to have it this time. Kassadin is a huge pick into the Corki lately. With Corki's change to doing mostly magic damage, they are able to shield up a lot of it. So if you see a Frost Bomb coming in, you can throw out that Silence Orb, get that shield, block a lot of the damage coming in. It'll also block 80% of his autos, which is always fun. And a Jhin pick, that's actually pretty crazy. Jin's something we've been seeing a lot of lately. Does have, you know, that long range engage, that long range CC. Has a fair amount of damage once it gets going. You know, you go that Ghost Blade into Infinity Edge into Rapid Fire Cannon, and those fourth shots start hitting really, really hard. So we're gonna have to see if they can take advantage of that. Having, you know, that Kassadin bounce in, get the Deadly Flourish into combo there, or if we're gonna be seeing something a la Fiora just run away in the top lane, take multiple resources, multiple members to that top lane to try and turn those fights around. But team fighting wise, I'm gonna have to give it to the Everboys. They have the Gnar, they have the Elise. Corki has insane burst damage, especially in team fights, if he has that package available. Caitlyn is just a monster at everything right now that we're seeing. And Nami has that disengage wave or that engage bubble. If you can get anybody on the eGirl fanboy side, it's gonna hurt. I mean, Gragas is their main tank right now, and it takes him a little while to start getting tanky. Yes, he's going to go that Cinder Hulk into full tank, but if you can get him early, you won't have that item yet, and you can start punishing it. But now, we are going to take a look at these kind of lineups. So we have Fiora, Gragas, Kassadin, Jhin, Thresh. Very, very pick-oriented. You have the Kassadin to roam around, get those Rift Walks, get those surprise kills. The Jhin with the Deadly Flourish and Curtain Call to begin engages from super far away, and then the Thresh for the death sentences and everything else that goes along with that kit. So they're going to be looking to catch a Caitlyn, catch a Nami, catch a Corki, and try and burst them out, kill them immediately, and then be able to move on to the next objective. Whereas the Ever Esports side, with the Gnar, Elise, Corki, Caitlyn, Nami, they're going to be looking for sieges / team fights. If a team fight does break out, they'll have the Mega Gnar, they'll have the Gnar ultimate, including, like I said, all the burst damage from the Corki, the Nami, all that's going to come through and land onto one target. And again, not that tanky of a eGirl fanboy side. Gragas is it. Everybody else is going to be pretty squishy. Unless we see a Roa build. I don't think we'll see a Roa build from Kassadin, but it's entirely possible. One thing I saw recently that I actually really liked was what's it called? The Ice Cataclysm item. It slows down everybody, gives you the mana that you need. You can Rift Walk in, pop it, try and slow everybody up, and then still have your E for the real slow and be able to do whatever they need to do. Words. But with that, guys, we're going to be heading into game shortly. Once again, the spectator client is busted. Riot hasn't fixed it yet, so you can only see one side of summoner spells. But once we hit that loading screen, you're going to see everything you need to know, both summoner spells and keystone masteries. So those will be coming up in just a second as we get ready. The teams are fighting it out. We're waiting on this spectator delay. So as you can see, guys, all these glorious skins that the players have, along with the summoner spells for the Ever Squad that we couldn't see before. Nothing too crazy. Heal on the Corki, which is pretty standard, along with all the masteries that we're kind of used to. Personally, I'm a little surprised by the Deathfire touch on the Corki. Generally, I would expect a Warlord's Bloodlust. It's very strong. It does everything you need it to do. It keeps you sustained in lane, which is sometimes hard to deal with when you have a Cassidy just constantly cueing you in the face, taking your health down, forcing you to, chug those potions. But the Deathfire touch can be very deadly. If you get that poke off, once you're under the tower, you start getting those rockets in, you start bleeding the enemy dry. It can come in handy very much there. But for now, so the last 2 early games, we've seen late and early invades. We've seen the players go in, get those deep wards that they want. Last game ever went to the top side. They completely avoided eGirl Fanboys and were able to get the ward on the red buff and the Raptor camp. Meanwhile, the eGirl Fanboys kind of did a late push and got it just on the Raptor camp. We're seeing a much more spread pattern coming out from the Ever Esports team, while eGirl Fanboys, they're hoarding in this bush. I don't think Caitlyn saw them. Flash hook? Oh, Caitlyn's gonna walk back. Hook is available. It looks like they're just gonna get some vision though. Everybody completely disperses, and to counter it, on the opposite side of the map, you see Loams, Salt, and Serrano going in deep, getting the vision that they want, which looks like they're just going to take the blue buff, actually. Are they going to blue buff steal? They're going to go for the triple buff. They're going to do it. There's no vision here. They don't... no, they just go for the deep ward. I thought they were going to triple buff them. I thought we were going to get some cheeky plays in there. Not exactly, though. So, the junglers... Actually, they're making a liar out of me. They are going to go for that blue buff. There's no vision. Fiora's not going anywhere near that buff. That should be completely free. Oh, pause coming in, actually. Probably just a bit of lag. It's been happening kind of all day. Looks like Discord broke, actually, which is pretty common. Discord's not exactly the most stable product. It's fantastic to use. I personally love Discord more than pretty much any other VoIP we use. But yeah, it's in the chat. It's in game chat even. Discord imploded, apparently. Let me check my Discord, actually, see if it broke. It did break. Oh, yeah. 13 servers unavailable. So that is crazy unfortunate. I wonder what... I can't even contact the admins. I guess... That's questionable. We're going to have to hang on a second, guys, while comms either come back or get figured out. I'm not exactly sure what we can do. Until then, guys, I'm going to try and keep you updated. That's actually pretty strange, because how do you not have Skype, actually? I know the Discord has taken over Skype pretty much, but if you just straight up don't have Skype, that sometimes seems a little weird. But I can understand not having it there. Let's see. How do I do anything useful? Actually, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna put up some music. I'm gonna try and get this figured out. Stay with us. We'll be right back as soon as possible.
child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It was an extended pause. The communication servers for both teams and 90% of the gaming community crashed, died, and burned with Discord. But we are back. We're on the Rift. Games are going. Teams are chatting. And I'm excited to actually see what's going to happen. And I forgot, there's the buff steal coming out from Loams. He is going to get that blue buff. Gonna run back to his side of the map, pick up his red, and gonna see what happens. But we'll have to just kind of wait and see, because there's a lot that can still happen. Gragas now just finding out that his blue buff has been taken and realistically can't go for the trade. By the time he runs all the way down and back over there, Elise is going to be there. So he's going to take a Scuttle Crab to really just kind of supplement his sorrows, drown his sorrows. That's the word I was looking for. But things are interesting because now the teams, they're cold. They just sat for about 25 minutes waiting for communication servers to come back up. They were down, now they're back. But teams, you know, they came off 2 hot games. Now they're both cold. So we're going to have to see how that mentally plays into their gameplay here and see if anything really changes. To see if, you know, maybe they're not as mechanically on point as they were before. Maybe some mistakes happen. Maybe some mental things go. Like maybe a bad trade here, bad ward there. Maybe something unfortunate happens. So, Flash Body Slam gives the first blood over to the Wonder Ginger on that Kassadin, which could be quite a bad thing. Also the gank, not the gank, the engagement down in the bottom side. The exhaust coming out, the Piltover Peacemaker going back in. Yuhu's on the wrong side of the lane, forced to flash away. Loam says Flash doesn't even need it, throws down the chomp. The flash in from Clive gets the trade kill though. All in all, a 2-for-1 going over to Ever Esports in the bottom lane. And what a series of events. So we actually missed the initial engage there, but now we see another engagement in this top lane. Serrano has to get away. Flashes even though Fiora was taking so many minion damage. Clive, though, trying to win this 1v2. He still could. Flash Cocoon comes in. Piltover Peacemaker, and a final auto attack out of Loam secures the kill. That was pretty hairy for Elise Tried, though. And it's actually pretty fitting that they have a player named Elise Tried, but only 1 game on Elise so far this series. Definitely interesting. Mega Nuller up in that top lane, going to be expiring very soon. Meanwhile, a return gank in that mid lane. They know he has no flash, and they can punish it with body slams and death sentences. If Thresh decides to go back through the river, though, he had a party waiting for him. There was Elise and Nami both sitting there, ready to pounce, ready to kill him. But the poke game now turning out to be a bit much for the Fiora. Has no potion, only has that Doran shield. Cannot continue eating boomerang after boomerang. Same in the mid lane. Salt is getting bullied around by that Null Sphere coming out of the Kassadin. It's why we're seeing so much of him. He just can poke so effectively with that Deathfire touch, gets the shield. We're not really seeing AD assassins that often, so he doesn't have to worry about getting it. He's a fantastic counter pick, and we're seeing it time and time again. He's actually level 6. Salt is playing a very dangerous game by hanging out there. The all-in engage from Wonder Ginger could be massive. Pings going down, back on the bottom lane. No flashes available for either laner. The bubble not going to connect. Loams just kind of walks into the lane. Wants to try and still make something happen. And Ginger has no problem just walking under tower, taking that hit over and over again. Still full charge on his refillable potion. And this could be it. Ginger gets the silence, just Rift Walk out. So he is still alive. But Salt, it's just he's trying to like heal bait him. He's trying to get Kassadin to go in and like try and kill him. But it's a dangerous game. If you miss that heal timing by a fraction of a second, you die. Loam's in the mid lane, trying to keep his 80k, trying to keep his mid laner in the lane, trying to push it out so that they can back safely. But Gragas is there as well. Ping goes out. Gragas is actually going to be able to pick up his blue buff now. Bottom lane staying even in farm. No crazy difference there. If Serrano can actually take most of this farm, but they're going to try and gank him so that he can't. Body slam didn't connect though. But yeah, once that wave pushes into tower, if Serrano can get most of that, he's going to be pretty far in the lead CS-wise. And he's already finished his Jerom's Fist, so I'm curious if he's just rushing that Frozen Mallet. Are gonna have to see, and this is a lot of a wait and see game. There's so many factors that can pop off. There's so many different scaling aspects here. You have the Caitlyn, the Jhin, the Fiora, the Kassadin, all of which can do very different things very effectively. So for now, we are gonna have to wait and see. We're no Nunu, so we're not getting a 3-minute dragon this time. Don't gotta worry about that. But that being said, even if we did, it's just a Cloud Drake. Nothing too crazy impactful. But now Elise kind of caught out. Repel up, goes in the air, comes back down. Grand Challenge goes out. Flash body slam, gets the heal, gets the kill onto the Fiora. Once again, the hop out from the Gnar keeps him safe. I thought I turned chat off. So Gnar goes out. He couldn't save his jungler. So that is a kill picked up for the Fiora. Gonna be able to build those items a bit quicker now. Not too crazy though. Wallop coming in. Not gonna throw the house. And all was quiet once again in the house. This bottom lane is just starting to get oppressive. It's definitely troublesome as the Jhin to farm under tower. You know, has to reload every 4 shots, doesn't always have the necessary damage. Katarakan going aggressive with that red buff. Ever's trying, or not Ever, Serrano's trying to get the bounce out. Does get it, gonna be going mega very soon to get that heal up. Has his ultimate available. Katarakan has to play very safe here. Could have got flash Nard actually. Continuing to keep the vision clear in that bottom lane, not letting eGirl Fanboys put a ward in that tri-bush. Teleport coming in, this is bold. They're blowing a lot of resources. They're gonna get canceled, so Fiora's still chilling in that top side. Probably just gonna go, can't go right back because of the Kassadin. Kassadin keeping the Elise honest, making sure that they can't just take that dragon for free. Not quite able to clear that ward. Package is available. This could actually be interesting because with the package available, it does give Corgi, a bit more damage, a bit more roaming potential. And so we see the engagement, the immediate package out from Salt. Didn't want to play with that Kassadin whatsoever. Just wanted out, didn't want anything to do with it. So that's a pretty large damage source completely removed. Not going to be able to, go bottom with it. Not going to be able to force a dragon with it. And now it's down for quite a few minutes. And Wonder Ginger is actually controlling this lane very effectively. Able to keep the minions pretty much where he wants them. He's able to, force Salt so far back. It's not adding up just yet. Only a 9 CS advantage. But if this keeps up, it's going to keep getting worse. And Fiora keep eating those 2 auto-attack boomerang trades. It's not like the Shen. You can't Spirit Refuge and auto-attack. You're gonna hit all 3 pretty much. Slow coming in, takes the riposte. Gonna throw the wall up right after it. Salt is not getting to play League of Legends today. Curtain call going down on the Thin Mints actually. Hook not gonna land. but it's looking like eGirls want to go for this dragon. At least it's still alive. Thresh is not in a good predicament. Wonder Ginger, though, way quicker to the response. Not able to do anything. TP available coming in from both top laners. Tidal Wave going out. The Fiora TP does come in. Serrano's so far away from Mega Gnar. Huge 4-man slow coming in from Wonder Ginger. The root lands onto Salt. But meanwhile, on the back of the pit, Fiora's been tanking Dragon this whole time. Wonder Ginger could go in and do massive damage here. The big one missile from Salt's not going to connect. Does going to connect that Void Sphere. Blue team gets the Dragon. Smite goes in. Hook goes out. 2-man bubble coming in. Alicia tried is doing as much as possible. Corki's going to go down in the back, and now it is all up to Serrano. Ace in the hole goes in. Not going to get the kill. Flash House, though. Serrano with a triple kill. That is insane from the Gnar. This is what I was talking about, the Gnar TP. It's going to come in. Mega Gnar might not have been available, neither was the ultimate. He now still has that in his back pocket. They didn't get the dragon. They're going to try and get this tower, but Tapmaster's going to do everything he can to delay it, and they should not be able to get this. They're going to get a good amount of damage down, however, but I don't think it's quite enough to take it. So things are looking crazy even. It's going to be a Frozen Mallet Rush coming out of the Gnar. Should have enough gold to finish it up when he goes back, facing off against a Ravenous Hydra Black Cleaver Fiora very soon on the horizon. Already has that Tiamat, already has that Phage. It's going to be rough for the Gnar to try and run away as it stands right now. Popping that Vital, throws the Grand Challenge. The double hop gets away. Is he going to get the 4th Vital proc? He does for that heal. He's still chasing Serrano, though. Gets under tower. Gonna stay safe for now. He's going to be able to back and spend 2k gold. So it's not really too crazy there that the Fiora gets the engagement. And now her ultimate is down. Loam's forced into the top lane, trying to wave clear this wave so he doesn't lose too much to the tower. It's just gonna go in. Gonna repost the volatile Spiderling. No hard CC there. So, Ever Esports have rotated their bottom lane to the mid lane. Same with eGirl Fanboys. It's pretty interesting. It works out actually better for eGirl Fanboys, I feel, because Kassadin is so much further ahead than the Corki. Yes, Corki has that texture to try and prevent, kill pressure, but he can just keep poking him. It's really rough for the Corki to survive right now. He's now down in that bottom lane, forced a Valk out already. Yoo-hoo trying to posture aggressively. Loams is on a ward though, and they don't know it. So we're gonna have to see how that 3v3 plays out. Gragas coming in. They're pinging out. We should try though a bit better on the wave clear. Has those Berserker Greaves, has that BF sword, able to do lots of things very quickly versus the Ghost Blade of the Jhin. Yeah, he does have the swiftness boots, so he's able to, keep speed up, doesn't get slowed as much, and it's pretty common currently for that as a pickup as the Jhin. Using these traps very well to clear the wave. It's still not a small wave, so this mid tower will be going down. Hook lands on to the Gnar. Tidal Wave goes out. Wonder Ginger trying to pressure from the side. Not able to do anything just yet. Alicia tried, gets a friendly speed boost from the Nami to get out. But how much damage can this Fiora do to the tower? The answer is not a crazy lot. But every little bit counts. Being able to continuously push that top lane, fight with the Gnar, hit that tower, every little bit counts. If you can start picking up the towers, kicking them down, and taking that gold for your team, you have a very high pressure scaling composition. You have the Fiora and the Kassadin, both of which can do very crazy things in that late game. So you definitely want them to get as much gold. Packages available once again for the Corki. The last time we saw this, it didn't exactly do anything. It was immediately used to try and just get away from that Kassadin Riftwalk. But now, back in the mid lane, now going up against the Thresh Jhin. We're going to have to see if he can do anything different with it this time. Maybe try and go top lane. Maybe try and gank that Kassadin, actually. That Kassadin is solo in that bottom lane. Gnar coming out, throws Katarikon into a wall. Serrano just doesn't feel confident fighting this Fiora just yet. He's jumping away at every time. He used the ultimate that time to save some space. And it's interesting because Fiora is just going to keep diving in realistically. He's winning these kind of short little trades where, he gets a hyper boost, he gets a boomerang, stuff like that. But it's not... It's interesting because then, he'll go for the Gnar out and then just be jumped on by the Fiora. He's very hesitant around this tower. Like right now, this is something that he could actually end up winning. He doesn't have his ultimate though, which is rough. Does riposte the clock tower though. Dragon coming up very soon, and Ever's doing a fantastic job of keeping the vision clear, making sure that there's nothing in that tri-bush, nothing in that bush behind the red buff. They're trying to keep the vision on their side so they can actually pick up this dragon. The first one is very close, and this one being an Infernal, it's actually more important. Stun coming in. They don't go for it, though. They're going to be picking up the Rafael, getting that little bit of extra vision. TP is available for both top laners as well. The Gnar ultimate not quite ready, though. So they're going to have to play this a bit safe or wait it out. Now the Gnar ultimate is available. Blue Trinket going on to the Infernal Drake. Ping's coming out, and it looks like a split call. I don't know if Ever... I don't know if Ever wants to commit to this. TP coming in from the Gnar. Not quite going yet. Red buff comes in. Red team gets the dragon. Cataclysm. Tidal wave going in, landing onto all members. Ace in the hole lands onto Alicia, trying to take the kill down. Mega Gnar comes out, and what can they get out of it? Pings onto the bottom lane. They're going to try and force down that turret. The jungler and the support of Anime. Keep thinking of Anime comebacks. Totally different team. eGirl Fanboys is down, so now they definitely lose the pushing initiative here. Losing the Infernal Drake kind of hurts too. That's a pretty important Drake when you have a Fiora at Kassadin, and when you're facing off against a Caitlyn, that's hurtful. It's not something you're going to want to be dealing with later. Counter push coming into the mid lane. They're trying to get 1-for-1. But Corki has quite a bit of wave clear. Able to keep that safe. Fiora in the top side though, never even TP'd down. He's been pushing this entire time. Is going to get the tower. It helps. When you're on a scaling comp, it helps. Because now, that's a little bit more gold in Kassadin's pocket. It's a little more gold in Jin's pocket. And it's a little bit more gold in Fiora's pocket. Already completing that Black Cleaver, working towards her next item, which again is the Ravenous Hydra. Going to be able to sustain through these Gnar fights. Every time that Gnar wins those like 3 auto trades where he gets the hyper, gets the boomerang, it's now not going to be as impactful because of that vamp set. They're going to be able to, auto attack some minions, get some health back, do whatever Fiora does, and then come right back in trying to take that same trade. And it's going to be interesting because TP advantage now on the Fiora. If another team fight breaks out, it's going to be hard for Serrano to get into the team fight, which is where he's more needed. He's not necessarily needed in that split push because, like I said, these trades aren't going to keep going his way. Whereas now he simply cannot get to the team fight without abandoning the lane, and you can't abandon the lane against Fiora because she'll just take your tower for free and keep going. But vision control, once again, being the focus of Ever Esports. They're around the Baron. It's way too early for them to be thinking about taking a Baron. The engage coming in. Katarikon going in with the Gnar. Grand Challenge coming out. Gets 1 vital, 2 vital, 3 vital, 4. Does get Gnar'd the opposite way of the wall. Hook does land onto the Elise though. Flashes out of the fillet, trying to stay alive. Dodges out on the curtain call. Flashes being burned all over the place. Alicia tried, gets 1. Gets hooked back in. Trying to go for 2. Gets the double kill. Wonder Ginger trying to pick 1 back. Gets it. Now he's trapped in the opposing side of the team. He's trying to get away, has Rift Walk available. Ace in the hole, still usable as well. But in that bottom side, like I said, Serrano loses that 1v1. Now Fiora is able to push that tower, take that tower down. They're going to end up trading it in the top side, but is it entirely worth it? Kills map-wide, they went 3-4-2. But towers being traded back and forth eventually. Fiora likes to take her time. She's a casual French baker, fencer. Pantheon's a baker. She takes her time with these things. Eventually does go down. Vision control still squarely in Ever Esports' pocket around that Baron, however. Salt is now starting to put out some good damage. Has that Trinity Force completed. Has that Hex Drinker to survive those magic damage all-ins from the Kassadin and the Gragas. I'm actually curious what he's going to be picking up next, because many Cookie players would go the Rapid Fire Cannon or the Shiv, Static Shiv. So seeing the double longsword in his back pocket leads me to believe he's probably actually maybe thinking about finishing the Hex Drinker into Maw, which would be really interesting because it's not something we see a lot of. Ping's going down, blue trinket catching out Serrano. Blue buff over to the Corgi. With Dragon in a minute and a half, it'll be interesting to see what the teams decide to do. Vision control, once again, very squarely in Ever Esports' back pocket. But it is a Cloud Drake, nothing too crazy. I don't expect a big, huge team fight over a Cloud Drake. But right now it's looking like Ever's looking to start a siege. They have their 280 carries in that mid lane. All 5 members are here, actually. This tower is going down very, very quick. Clive down to half HP. Yahoo Maniacs. Huge body slam coming in. Lands on the 3 members. Titling trying to keep everybody alive. Wonder Ginger gets the kill onto Thin Mints. Loams is in the back of the team trying to get away. It's not enough. Ace in the hole trades it back 1 for 1. Here comes the curtain call. 1 lands onto Alicia Tried. 1 misses. 2 lands onto Serrano. The 4th is going to connect as well. But a huge team fight engagement coming out of Tapmaster. A pause is coming in. And with almost no time left on this pause clock, things are getting hairy. But what an absolute beauty of an engagement there from Tapmaster. You saw Ever Esports all clump up, did that flash body slam, connecting onto 3 or 4 of them, and then from then it was just disaster. Kassadin was able to Rift Walk in, throw out all his damage. Rift Walk out, he tried, but doesn't have that Zonias yet, so the Ace in the hole was able to finish him off. But he is now getting scary. Has a fully completed Rod of Ages. Has a Lich Bane. Has his Merc Treads. His next item is really going to be focusing on the Zonias so that he can do these types of risky plays where he Rift Walks in, starts taking some flak, Zonias, and then leaves the rest of his team, and then Rift Walks wherever he wants right after the Zonias ends. But for now, it's starting to get to a point where the Caitlyn is also really, really fed. She's 4-0-6, did survive that fight, picking up the kill, and now, you know, look at who died. You killed a support and a jungler. Not the carries of Ever, who are still alive. Salt managed to make it back. Again, Caitlyn managed out. And so Serrano, who was a tank, managed to get out as well. But that type of engage is very... What's the right word I'm trying to look for? That type of engage from Tapmaster is so replicable, repeatable, replicatable. One of those words is what I'm looking for. That if ever Esports ever really clumps up like that again, once this Jhin gets another item or two, once this Fiora gets another... Really, she's online now, but once she gets her next item, then everything goes to hell. Because that type of engage seals the deal and basically just ends the game. Well, the team fight. Maybe not the game. But it'd be very hard for that type of thing to be responded to. So right now we are just waiting for this ping to go away. The R's come out. We should be starting right any second. Maybe. Alright, unpause comes out. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Keep forgetting about the damn chat. Because, you know, normally I got a co-caster. Keeps me informed on all this chat stuff. But for today, all you got's me. But we're back into the game. Somehow the large raptor actually died. Very interesting. And Jin just stole all of Gragas's raptor camp. That's rude. Alright, so they've put Corki back in the top lane. Has his heal available. Actually, no, I think it's a sliver of not. No, that's available. It's definitely available. Corki's back on the top side. He has his blue buff, so he's able to keep the mana up. He's able to keep pushing these waves, keep the rockets going, and doing whatever he can. Fiora's on the bot side, but she definitely recalled. They don't have vision of the recall, so right now they don't know where the Fiora is. But looks like they're setting up a bush gank. They're trying to get eGirl Fanboys to face check. There are no blue trinkets available, but the ping goes in. They're actually starting this. And it's going down pretty quick. It's well below half health. No chance of a steal coming in. That is going to be Baron over to Ever Esports, and they're just running away. They want to take it and go. But that does leave the mid lane in a spot of danger. Fiora Kassadin already on it. Kassadin with that Lich Bane very, very aggressive against these towers. TP coming in from Serrano. Very aggressive. Has that frozen mallet. Doesn't land the boomerang and just says, nah, I'm done. I'm good. I don't want to fight that. And a very, actually, crazy interesting pickup here with the Executioner's Calling. It works very effective into the Fiora lifesteal, but it's not exactly something that is expected. It's not something we see a lot of, but it's a great adaptation because now, if they start fighting 1v1, you know, that lifesteal, that Ravenous Hydra, it's not going to matter as much. Or even that Grand Challenge, if that gets procs, now all of a sudden it doesn't matter as much. And a key thing to remember about the Executioner's Calling is that if a Boomerang Blade goes out and connects onto multiple members, all of those members now get grievous wounds. So it's good for team fights, not just about the 1v1 with Fiora. Cloud Drake, second of the game being picked up, first of the teams for Ever Esports. And so they have this Baron buff. It's not even halfway done. There's 3 members in the mid lane, Fiora in the top side. Nara's just chilling with the team. Knows that he doesn't have teleport, knows that he doesn't even need it because Fiora's not even making it to these towers before Ever comes. You know, and look at how fast this tower dies. This is the power of Caitlyn Corki. That's 280 carries. That's a lot of damage, guys. That's not a small number. Huge damage coming out of this trash, though. Hook is going to land onto the Elise. Gets hit up by the Deadly Flourish, but gonna stay alive. Tower goes down. Fiora had to return to base. Couldn't get on the tower. Dead Sentence going to land onto Serrano, but they're able to make it out. They're now on the run, though, but it doesn't look like the chase is going to come through. Baron empowered recalls one last time, unless they get a catch. The Gnar is available, but kind of just like stared at him. Thresh was like, I hooked the tank, guys. What do I do now? And then just kind of ran on. Holy moly. What was that crit? That is ridiculous. 3-item Caitlyn, guys. Hashtag balanced. So, counter push trying to come in this mid lane. Barely survived the last couple minutes. It's so low. They just want to hit it. They just want to kill it. They just want to get that gold. But they're trying to push against Baron-powered minions into Caitlyn. So it's not exactly easy. But again, tower stays alive. eGirl Fanboys kind of have to rethink things a little bit. They're floundering a little bit. They're not, you know, they're not the cohesive unit they were earlier. And it could be because of the extended pause time. That's entirely possible. But for now, like they need to wait out the Baron buff. Yes, they lost an inhibitor tower, but their inhibitor's still alive. they have to look at the bright side here. They have the tools to make it work. They have a Kassadin, they have a Fiora, and a Jhin. All of these things can do lots of work later on in the game. They just need to get there. And Kassadin losing a third of his HP to a Caitlyn auto attack, not exactly it. But this is a fantastically large wave on that top side. Kassadin gonna dodge out on the cocoon. Kinda just went the wrong way entirely. But fantastic wave clear coming up there. Tapmaster doing a lot. Tapmaster going in, gets the flash body slam, goes to the explosive kick, just keeps Alicia Tried alive. Salt picks up the first kill of the fight. Yoo-Hoo Mains goes down to Alicia Tried, and now the push is on for that top lane tower. They have the minion waves, they have the damage. This double 80 carry comp is coming in huge for Ever Esports. There's no defense available. It's just a Jhin, Kassadin, Fiora. 2 melees and a Jhin. Not the fantastic wave clear you need in life. Okay, so now what more can they do out of it? There's no dragon available, no baron available. They just want to break these inhibitor turrets. They have to wait on the minion wave. That is so much damage from Alicia Tribe. That is actually sickening. Disgusting. Fiora's in the mid lane going for that tier 1 tower still, but it's might be too little too late. The inhibitor is going to go down. The engage is on, but what can they do? Here goes the inhibitor. And Yoo-Hoo's not going to have the move speed to catch up. Unless he flashes. He doesn't have flash, so he can't flash. Trying to keep Ever Esports honest. Forcing them to walk away before they recall. Things are a little hairy for eGirl fanboys. They kind of need to scale like 5 minutes ago, and it's not exactly there yet. And so with Baron and Dragon both in a minute and a half, it's going to be another Elemental Drake. It is going to be another Cloud Drake. Very unlucky dragons this game. I'm used to like triple Infernal games, and now we're getting triple Cloud. So realistically, in the next minute and a half, it's going to be a fight for the Baron. And it's not exactly a fight that is looking good for eGirl fanboys. It looks like everything is stacked against them. Jhin still hasn't completed his Zeal item. He has... he's still short, actually. He needs a couple more gold to finish it, I believe. But I was wrong. No, I think it's actually 600 gold. So yeah, I think I was wrong. So he has that static shiv. The package is available for Salt. They should realistically be looking to get a big pick before going for this Baron. Because if they get a pick now, that person's going to be dead 40-ish seconds, and then you get a 5v4 for the Baron. Package was going to tie him out, so Salt uses it to get back to the mid lane faster. Everybody's walking over wards. But now, what is this in the bottom lane? Flash in from Katarkan. Gets the grand challenge to go off. Holy gross, that's a lot of damage. If he had gone that 4th vital, things would not have gone very much better. It's timed out now though. Serrano could actually turn this fight, has the Gnar available. Oh no! He actually gets it reposted! Goes down in the 1v1. So that relieves a ton of pressure from eGirl fanboys. Now, 40 seconds down, Baron is live. This is putting the pressure right back on, however. Wonder Ginger forced to Zonia's flashes of the wall. The knock up onto Clive, though. TP coming in. Katarkan says, come at me, bro. I want to fight you. I want to kill you. I want to win this game for my team, and I'm just going to run at you to do it. Curtain call coming in. 1 lands, 2 lands. There's 3, and here comes 4. They get the shutdown. I have no idea where that 4th shot was going, but so far it's a 1-for-1 trade. Alicia Tribe chasing him back down, has the red buff available. Pings are immediately on the Baron. There's 3 seconds left on Serrano. They should be able to pick this up Baron once again for free. He's even going to TP in to help take it down. So yeah, guaranteed Baron for the Ever squad. They can now run it down mid, take that mid tower and inhibitor, and then do whatever they want with the game. Things are not looking good if you're an eGirl fanboy. I guess that's either or. So they're pushing it down. They have a cannon minion with them, actually. So things could be done and dusted. Hook goes out, gonna connect onto Serrano. Not exactly the one you want. Tanks can do whatever they want as they please when you are this far ahead. Another hook actually going to go out. That's a very low cooldown ability. We get the inhibitor there rotating outside of the base. Don't want to play shenanigans fighting with that wall in their way. They're going to try and collapse onto the third and final inhibitor of the game. They don't have any minions though, so a hook could land onto anybody. Huge damage coming out from both sides. Fiora gets stunned up. The Fiora stays alive. The Fiora eventually goes down. Wonder Ginger's in the background though. Loams gets knocked back. Wonder Ginger should be going down eventually. Fourth shot doesn't do as much damage as she would like, but this is the third and final inhibitor going down. Could this be the third and final game following short after? They don't really have any minions just yet. They're working on it though. Damage is coming in. Deadly Flourish not going to connect. Clive, you're a bit far forward, my friend. You're going to go down. Your jungler's down. The towers are down soon after. And this is going to be Game 3 of Ascension Esports Phoenix League going over to the Ever Esports boys. They dragged it out. We had that long pause. They mentally stayed tough. They get the W, and they're going to be the victors of the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed all the games that we had today. Let's see, what can... I'm gonna try and get you the damage report of that last game, just to see who did what, because I think a lot of people did a lot of things. I just want to show it. Except I gotta wait for the game to load. So that was a crazy close series, guys. If you didn't watch all of it, you can always go back and watch the VOD, because it was, like I said, crazy close. Game 1, kind of a barn burner, and then all of a sudden topsy-turvy. Game 2 ended very quickly, and while this Game 3 may have seemed like it took forever, it was a fairly quick game, 35 minutes. But let's see, looking at these damage charts, let's see what we got. Lots of damage from everybody. 15k on all the carries of eGirl Fanboy, and not that much higher on the eSport Ever side. You know, 22k for the Caitlyn being the highest in the game, but with Corki following right after, that's what you needed your carries to do. It's just tons of damage coming out. That 3-item Caitlyn putting in work, getting those headshots, getting those auto attacks, and then the team just rotating very well. Yes, Serrano didn't exactly win that 1v1, but when you're going up against a Fiora who does so much damage like that, it's not always to be expected. But for now, guys, that's all for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. We will be back coming Friday, actually. Friday will be our next night back with Ascension Esports Dragon League. But make sure you guys tune in for that. Elder League on Saturday. Phoenix League back on Sunday. But for me, I'm Doctor. I love to cast with you guys. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.
So no,